visual. I see it all.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. So, I'm visual for anybody that doesn't know who I am. I'm an artist, entrepreneur, NFT collector, and just going through my Web3 journey right now. Been meeting a lot of dope people, and just trying to have good conversations, trying to get people involved in everything that I'm doing and everybody on my team is doing, and hoping to have some insight for anybody that might be listening in that's looking to, either learn some more, might have some questions, or might have some good feedback for us. So my guest for today is Munir. He's an artist. Mint Splits has something going on for the community that's helping artists with different ways to get involved in Web3. And I also have another guest, Sly McCartney, who's not here. He may not be able to pop in on us. And why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves, though, please?
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? My name is Munir Griffin. I'm a saxophonist, rap artist, songwriter, producer. I'm from Camden, New Jersey. And yeah, it's a little bit about me. I'm also a UCLA alumni, studying ethnomusicology, which is the study of culture and music together. And yeah, it's a little bit about myself.
That's what's up, Mint Split.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Munir.
Thank you, bro.
Mint Split is a platform, or rather, more so a tool at this point, for artists to deploy their own contracts. We refer to them as projects, and then be able to manage all the details around their own projects on chain. So they could have multiple songs under each project, and then they're also provided with mint pages so they can send to their potential collectors or to their audience or anyone who's interested in their NFTs. They could send that out, and then it just kind of simplifies the process. But we are not live at this very moment. Don't have an exact date, but it is ASAP. So thank you for hosting the room and bringing me up here.
Yeah, of course, definitely, man. We'll get more into your project for sure, man. I'm very curious about what you got going on. And I do have someone that I invited also, actually last night, man. I brought him in just to see if he could be able to pop in the room, and I'm glad to see him. He's an artist. Will, why don't you introduce yourself to the room?
Yo, man, thanks for having me. Can you hear me?
We got you, man.
Oh, word. Well, thank you so much for having me, man. My name's Will. I'm an artist, a creator, producer, filmmaker. I mean, to introduce myself, I'm an NFT artist, fairly new in this space, but I'm taking a lot of the works that I do in different mediums and really digitizing them and getting them pushed out for Web3. So I got big things that I've been working on. I've been creating my own metaverse plot for my own gallery, and I look forward for you guys getting to know me.
Yes, sir. So Will and I have something coming up very soon that we'll touch on a little bit later on. But I do just want to get the conversation started with everybody here. I actually met Munir a few weeks ago through a space, and I was popping in a couple of different spaces that he was in, and I was seeing that he was very active, either hosting spaces or just getting involved, speaking, playing music, and I just thought that was very dope, man, because it reminded me of a lot of ways that I've done things just throughout the music industry and whatever ways I've done things to build community and network. And Munir, I just wanted to ask you, man, like what's your approach as far as like community building, and how important is that to you, man, for what you're doing as an artist, and especially right now in Web3?
Well, yeah, want to just say also thank you, bro, for hosting this space, Visual. Appreciate you for having me and everybody here, like-minded individuals. One of the things that I do as far as community building is just being able to, one, like my mom, she likes to say this term that I kind of came up with, but I like to bring the vibrations through people's mental. And one of the ways I do that is by playing my saxophone, or other ways I try to do it is just literally through the transaction or the exchange of music, whether it's sharing music or sharing my own music. I feel like that's a language in itself that we all relate to, and through that, it helps me a lot with my reach and engagement with different people within Twitter Spaces, as well as just within social medias and in real life. That's one of the things that I've come to realize through playing the sax, understanding what that means to play the saxophone and how it invokes a lot of different feelings through others. I really wanted to utilize that as much as possible within NFTs, and it's going hella well for me so far. But yeah, that's just the gist of what I try to do as far as community building and bringing things together is through music or the vibrations through people's mental.
That's dope. That's dope. That's what's up, man. Will, I met you just this past Saturday at an event that I had in Chicago in real life. I'm curious from your perspective, man, like what are things like that to you, like events like that? Like how important do you think they are? And do you have any experience organizing anything like that or being part of that even somewhere in Web3?
I really enjoyed your event. Just being in Chicago, there's like definitely a community out here of artists, collectors, and whatnot. But I love the I'm Not Art Gallery. I love what they're doing out there. I love the reach and how they're really trying to help out artists. But one of the things that I really noticed being there like a handful of times is that I was the only like Latin person there yet. Like, yes, you see representation with African American communities, and then on top of that, the NFT space is mostly dominated by white men. So there's very little room for representation in that aspect. And what I really did enjoy about your space is that it was nothing but Latin people, and I think that's really important to hold those spaces out there. And being able to go to your space and not knowing anybody was a pretty good feeling when everyone around you looked like you. So big fan of your space. Just being there that first time, I got to see people who I knew, like Flip. I got to see Twan, who I knew out there. So it was a good way to really mesh communities, and I want to see nothing but more of it. And as far as organizing, I haven't like officially organized anything or put anything together. I'm gonna be putting together an onboarding event on March 13th. That's gonna be my first, organized event that I do. But as of that, I've just been going to any and every event that I can in Chicago. And I'm mostly in this space because I definitely want to see more representation one way or another.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I'm glad you appreciate that aspect of it. I think we had a pretty much, it was a mixed crowd for sure, but there was, the Latin community was heavy there, man, because of the neighborhood that I was in. Like, not sure if you were there when I mentioned this, actually where I was born. I was born in Pilsen, and yeah, man, it's deep in my heart. Definitely that area, that community is dope to be able to bring that to my people and expand that, to everybody, really, man. I appreciate everybody that came out. So it's definitely, it's a big deal. But I understand what you're saying, man. I think diversity is very important, and for us to be able to be in a space, especially in real person, right, where we see each other and we connect on a level of not only having the common base that we're all part of Web3, but whether we're Latino or Black or white or whatever, and we're seeing each other there together, man. I think that's amazing. So I'm glad you appreciate that. And I do see that Sly McCartney popped in. I'm gonna get right to you, bro. But let me go to Mint Split, man. I was curious, man, because I honestly don't know too much about you and what you got going on. So I'm just curious in general, like what is your approach right now, man? I know you said you haven't launched yet. So what's your approach as far as getting that reach out there? Networking and building community, man. Like, what do you guys, as far as your team goes, what are you guys focusing on?
Yeah, so we are a small team at the moment. We're just, like you said, focused on getting the word out to anybody who might find what we provide useful, minting audio NFTs and splitting revenue plus royalties with collaborators. So other people, we are focused on building. First and foremost, we need something up, like a website for you to go and reference, or for everybody to use what we're working on. Like I said, we are a small team. We're a team of 2 people, me and my brother. My name is Riley. I do a lot of the design and stuff like that. I do have a Discord going, so if anybody wants to get kind of a closer peek at what we're building, my brother always makes updates to the work in progress channel on there, so you can kind of see a little bit more technical wise. But yeah, as far as getting the word out there, I mean, that's what this is all about, and that's why I definitely appreciate you, Visual. I know we haven't met, but thank you for holding the time and inviting me.
No doubt, man. My homie Pete mentioned you and what you had going on, so that was definitely something that it was as easy as 1, 2, 3 to me, man. It's the homie Pete rocks with you. He connected with you on any level, then it's all good with me. But speaking of somebody that I got connected with through the homie Pete, I met him a couple weeks ago in a space, man, and this dude I started following on TikTok. And if you guys ain't already following this dude on Twitter or TikTok or anything, man, you guys gotta get in tune with Sly McCartney. This dude's hilarious, and he's definitely heavy in the Web3 space. Sly, what's good?
Yo, what's the word? What's going on?
And we're here, bro. We're here, man. We're building, baby. So I want to ask you, man, I'm very curious, man, because, I'm going through your TikTok, man, and obviously you're hilarious, dude. So I'm just fucking laughing every damn day I come across a new video. But I'm just curious, man, like those numbers are wild, man. You got some crazy numbers, man. What did you have a focus on getting to those numbers, man, or are you basically just doing you?
Basically just doing me, and that's why everything is so surprising and so surreal and fucking beautiful and amazing and all the other fucking words that you can imagine, because I did not expect that shit to happen at all. I recently got a video on that's I think it just hit 10 million, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Just one day I'm like, it's time to make some content, because I really don't take TikTok that serious as I do Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. But seeing that is got the most followers, I started oh shit. Then when I seen they started paying me, I really started well, let me just post something every day. You feel me? But yeah, man, it's a blessing. I consider this whole Sly Fly movement a blessing, because I did not expect none of this to happen. You know what I'm saying? To be where I'm at is just a straight blessing. So I just stay humble and keep moving.
That's dope, man. And the reason I asked that question like that, because I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I kind of felt like you were just doing your thing, and that's how them numbers hit, and that's so dope to me, because a lot of time, I think when there's talent that's obvious to someone like myself, like the talent that you have, I feel like that's how it happens. You're just doing your thing and people just gravitated to it. And then obviously there's some times where people need, they might need a little bit more of a push or a different angle. But I feel like, I don't know what it is, man, but you found that right niche, that character, and you're killing it with it, man. So much respect on that.
Highly appreciate it. Let me shout out to everybody in the room for showing up. That's much love. I made sure I followed everybody. If I'm not following you, I'm gonna make sure I will. And shout out my boy Pete. I'm sorry, I'm smoking.
Yo, I'm telling you, if you guys don't know, you know Sly's he's smoking for sure, 100% right now, 100%. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the room, all the homies out there, anybody that I don't know, salute to you, appreciate you guys popping in. We're gonna be talking here for a little bit. At the end, we'll definitely be able to bring some people up if you have any questions. In the meantime, definitely get in tune with me. I have a show called IC Web 3. It's a podcast also available on Spotify, Apple, everywhere else that you listen to podcasts, and on YouTube as well. And everybody pretty much that you see here on the panel, man, I either have already interviewed or will be interviewing soon or be doing something with them ASAP. So definitely get in tune with that. And I'm going to be pinning that tweet real soon. But real quick, before I get to my next question for everybody, Sly, I just wanted to ask you, man, are you wearing your lemon pepper steppers?
Right now I got on my girl slippers. So they my girl lemon pepper steppers. They got diamonds all over them and shit. They got rhinestones all over them. They got fur in the inside. They feel good. But I got the lemon pepper steppers. They in the suitcase because I'm going to the A early in the morning. You feel me? So I got the whole little, you dig, ain't leave nothing back here, you hear me?
Oh man, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you got something fly on, man. Because I knew, you know, if it wasn't the lemon pepper steppers, you had to have something else fly on. So that's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. But let me get on to my next question, y'all. So, we're talking about building community. We're talking about content creation, and I want to ask a little bit about content. I think me and Sly touched on it a little bit. If you guys were listening in onto what he's doing a lot of comedy and just different things, just wilding out, just having fun, man. Like I said, doing himself. Munir, I want to know what you're doing right now, man. As far as are you doing things on social media that you feel are working for you, and is there anything that you're specifically working on? Any specific social network that you feel is really working best for you and that's helping you get to the people that you're really trying to reach out to?
So with me, I'm trying all of these major platforms, from TikTok to Instagram to being here on Twitter to YouTube. I'm just utilizing every single platform as much as I can. Far as the consistency, it varies for me, because for me, the content that I do, primarily playing the saxophone, is doing a lot of hip hop and R&B saxophone cover songs. And with that, it's a lot that goes in as far as like me recording the song, mixing and mastering, make sure it's right. And once I got that fixed, then it goes into actually figuring out where I want to do it. So all of that takes time. But how I do this, I literally go based off of, right now I go based off of whatever I meant as NFTs. The sax covers, that's kind of how I go. So whereas though if I meant about like 5 to 10 saxophone cover songs, those would be the ones that I market out within Instagram, or put them up on TikTok and just see how much traffic I get from them. And then probably like the next, this is just kind of what I'm doing right now, but as I start getting more into like getting more reach and getting more exposure and getting more of a bigger fan base, I look to consecutively like just drop like a sax cover either every day or every other day, or probably like 3 or 4 every week. So it just depends right now, but I'm really just trying to put my content in as many different places as possible, just because of how different it is too. You don't see a saxophonist, rapper, producer. We got them out there. We got Masegos, we got the FKJs, we got the Terrence Martins, but they're not. It's kind of a rare thing just seeing the instrumentalists do it a lot more. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get more into doing.
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's what's dope too, man. I feel it's so unique, man, that you play that sax. Do you feel that that's really your focus, man, is the sax, or is there any other part of what you do in music that you're focusing on more?
So I won't say I'm focused on one more than the other. For me, I got my hands in 3 different places within the music, from playing the sax to rapping to producing, and that's kind of how I go about categorizing myself, or just basically putting myself out there. Whereas though I'm great at all 3, and I try to equally do all of them at the same time. Whereas though if I'm playing the saxophone, I'm kind of envisioning like I'm rapping, and then if I'm rapping, my mind, I'm thinking about if I'm playing the saxophone. And then when I'm making beats, me being able to read, write, compose music, and to be able to play an instrument, and to have the rhythm I do, I kind of utilize everything so I can be able to produce how I want and create my sound.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I love the fact that you kind of blend them all together, man, because at the end of the day, man, when you're singing and rapping, I mean, you're pretty much using an instrument, you're using your voice in that form. So be able to relate it to the saxophone, that's dope. And I think it's just interesting too that you say you're playing the sax and you're kind of thinking about the way you would rap, and it makes sense, you know, to kind of blend it together and go back and forth like that. So
Yeah.
I think you probably come up with something unique too as well, right? I mean, you're probably coming up with different patterns, different ideas if you're using that type of mindset.
Oh yeah, all the time. I honestly, what gave me the confirmation on that was just sitting down having conversations with like some of my family members that are in music, and what they were telling me, like one of the things they do when they trying to like rap, or when they're rapping, they're emulating Coltrane on the saxophone. And when they told me that, it made a lot of sense, especially hearing a lot of their records um, from the past and understanding it. It made a lot of sense. Like, whoa, okay, I see what it is that I can be able to do, and what I can be able to, like, how far I can push the envelope with the music I make. So yeah, it's just real dope to be able to do it and experience something new every time and be refreshing to the ears.
Since you mentioned Coltrane and family members in the music industry that might have had that conversation with you, can you tell us who that might be specifically?
Yeah. So my first cousin is Rakim, from Eric B. and Rakim, and I have right now, me being in hip hop, I have so many different family members. On my mom's side, my cousin is MC Light on there, and then my mom is also close friends with Roxanne Shante, and me being in Delve with like having Terrence Martin as my mentor, and it's so many things that I'm realizing through who I am to make me do what I do and be who I am, which is myself, which is dope. But yeah, having conversations with Rakim, it kind of enlightened me and gave me a lot of perspective, man, on what I can be doing with this music. And like, that's why I'm so hyped to be performing or just doing what I do. So when people see me and they already know the background of who I am, it makes the experience of what they was expecting a lot more better. I was just having this conversation with somebody earlier, whereas though a lot of people, like right now, a lot of people in this space, y'all only heard me play saxophone through these Twitter spaces. But once you actually hear me IRL and see me, your perspective and everything, the whole experience, it goes to another level, because you see something that's unique, authentic, and different, and you want to tap into it. So that's kind of what I try to do with my music, having people like Rakim or Terrence Martin, or even having conversations with people like Masego, who is different than me. It helps me see what I can be doing with my music.
That's so dope, man. That's so dope. So you got legends in your bloodline, man. That's amazing, because that's definitely some legends right there. Salute to that. Will, I want to bounce over to you, man. I want to know what's working for you right now as far as social media goes, and obviously, considering Web3, man, like what are you using besides social media? And actually, you know what? Why don't you speak a little bit about what we were doing yesterday, man? Talk to the people a little bit about that, and any other social media that you might be using to get your word out there, build your network, and let people know what you're working on.
No, yeah, for sure. Believe it or not, I only use Twitter, and I do have an Instagram page and whatnot, but I don't promote it as much because I just don't use it. I just have never been good with navigating Instagram. And so when, NFTs and Web3 was coming out, Twitter had spaces, Twitter had just more of a live community, whereas on Instagram, I've always felt like it was troubling or hard to connect with an audience. On Twitter, just, scrolling through a photo, you can stumble upon a thread, and, it could turn into something. And I, excuse me, I had more success on Twitter with that than I ever did on Instagram. So, I've always, heavily relied on Twitter. So what I'm doing now to kind of extend that is I created a Spatial Gallery. And what Spatial is it's a metaverse app where you can create your own event space, you can create your own gallery, which is what I did. And you can set it up any way you like based off of a template. and the user AI on it gives you really good options and flexibility with how you can display your room. So what I was showing a visual yesterday was my gallery, and I had set it up and curated the way an actual gallery is at a museum. That's something that I had never been able to do, but given NFTs and where we're at right now with the technology, for the first time I was able to really go nuts on creating a space that would represent my art and kind of having it really be curated based off a project, which is what I showed visual. I gave him a mini tour of my space because yesterday was the first day that I officially released it to the public. Up until then, I was really working on building it up, and it took about a month's worth of work, but I've just learned to be patient with it. So I invited people over. I sent out a link to just get the buzz going, but I was able to get the attention of the actual Spatial team. They popped into my gallery and I gave them a tour. They really loved it, and I was able to be featured on their Insta story, which was able to help out with getting more attention on my work, which is what I kind of prioritize. It's one thing to just shill your stuff on a thread, but I really want the experience of an artist talking to another individual, explaining what I was going through when I was creating stuff. Because I showed visual yesterday that I have pieces and everything has a story to it, at least in my perspective. And I hope to share that with you guys in the future, just because I really do love what this app is doing with, allowing its artists to really curate their own museum space, so to speak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, man. That was very dope. If you guys are not familiar with Spatial, please check it out. Will, actually, if you could pin your gallery or that space for people to kind of take a look, or if you have something else that you might want to pin. Munir as well, and Sly actually just pin something of yours up there. If you have something else you might want to pin, and Mint Splits, please make sure to pin something up as well. But yeah, check out Spatial, y'all. It's very dope. I really dig that, and we're definitely going to be doing something with that space soon. Like I said, we'll get into that a little bit later. I'll tell you guys when we're going to be doing that and how you can be part of it. But Mint Split, man, I wanted to ask you, could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing currently, as far as content creation or anything that you guys might have in the pipeline to get the word out about what you guys are doing? Because I think it's really unique what you guys are doing, and I think it's something that's going to be very beneficial to a lot of artists involved in Web3, especially with NFTs. And if you could specify too, I'm not sure, are you doing just music with it?
Yeah, so we're focusing on music, but in reality, the model supports any high edition NFT collections, or rather contracts that have a lot of editions on them. But yeah, and as far as content goes, so me personally, like I said, I'm a designer, so I do like 3D animation, 2D animation, just basic graphics, logos, all that type of stuff. So I am working on 3D animation right now and prepping a video together, so people can see kind of how our platform works, like a little demonstration, along with some 3D animation in there too, and might be looking for a song to throw in there as well. But that's just one example. And I did mention, so every artist using our platform would have their own Mint page, or a way for people to access and look at all the projects that they've created. And we're thinking about figuring out a way for them to be able to customize it, like throw a video on the background of it or something like that. So a little bit more on the content creation question there. And a little bit more background on me personally. I pretty much started out, so I started designing and using Adobe at age 11. I'm 23 now, but as far as like when getting serious into graphic design and art and digital art and all that sort of stuff, I began that journey by creating cover art for like up and coming SoundCloud rappers and things like that. Any people I know in real life as well. Just doing all that for free. Like if I love somebody's music, I got you on some artwork, that kind of thing. Just kind of hustled, started selling NFTs about a year and a half ago, and now we're here. And then a little bit more background on us. We have experience launching music streaming applications onto the App Store with users. And yeah, so that's a little bit about us there.
Awesome, man. I want to ask all you guys something a little bit more specific, and I want to start with Sly, man. I'm curious to find out. Actually, for you, man, I kind of got like a two-part question, man. I'm curious to find out what it is that inspired your character, man. And also, I want to know what about NFTs grabbed your attention.
Yeah. So for the first answer would be my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Was the inspiration for the character. One day I was just being silly. I always was silly, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because when you meet LaDante is just like so cool, down to earth, feeling vibes. You know what I'm saying? Vibe with one, let's just chill. You know what I'm saying? Type. But I didn't even know this was in me. So I popped the teeth in one day. I had got some fake teeth out of a gumball machine. And my grandma had a bunch of old clothes like from the 70s, like zebra striped leggings and, you know what I'm saying, orange pleather hats and just crazy stuff in this vest. So I just had put all it on and stuffed some wig up under the hat and some weave under the hat, and just like this voice just came. And I just started talking, and I didn't even know how I was doing it, man, you know. And she was like, Oink, that's you, because that's what she called me, Oink, you know, my family members and whatnot. But yeah, she was like, Oink, is that you? And I was, yeah, I'm Sly Fly. And that voice, it was like, no, I'm Sly Fly. And I was a Sly Fly, no alibi. And then it started going, and she was like, do that at my birthday or whatever. So I did it at her birthday. Everybody loved it. And then I put my first video up on Facebook, and it did 700K. I was just like, you know, I don't even know how to explain it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like I could do the laugh like, but like to be talking, be Sly Fly, I can't even do it without the teeth. So it's crazy, you know. Let's call it a gift and whatnot. And then about, you know, so I was just, you know, doing my thing. You know, people accepted my creativity or my sense of comedy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, the people gave me the feedback. So, you know, I just kept doing it. I kept thinking of ideas like, okay, I think this is funny, and put it out, and Muzz gravitated towards it, and it just, the fan base and everything grew after that organically. And then, you know, my boy VG, I had met VG, you know what I'm saying, when I was doing the thing, and we had linked up. And once we linked up, he was like, man, you know, he was like the brain behind the operation. He will give me advice on how to move and whatnot, and like, instead of post like this, post like that, and do like this, XYZ and whatnot. And, you know, and my account grew very fast, you know what I'm saying, with the help of VG. And then he jumped off into NFTs. He was the one who introduced that to me about a year now. That has hit a year. Got in here February of last year. And yeah, he was doing this thing with L Rock, because he do this dope ass artist named L Rock, you know what I'm saying, who do his thing, and he was into art and whatnot. And like to be honest, I was never no internet, none of this, you know what I'm saying. That's why this shit is all surprising, and it's just me growing into the character and just becoming better and better and whatnot. And just, you know, I'm like, wow, you know, the world is growing with me. Y'all watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is happening before your eyes, because I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do or what I say. I just put that shit on and go, and, you know, and then we shape it up or whatever. We make it a professional. But, my bad. But yeah, so VG was doing this thing in NFTs with L Rock. They you know, going crazy or whatnot. He kept telling me about it. But I'm like, I'm blowing up all on other, you know, I'm my Instagram blowing, TikTok going crazy at the moment. Like, that shit was just like I remember that shit in my pocket. That shit was like notifications after notification. That shit was crazy. I could not believe that shit. But yeah, so I've been like, I'm like, he telling me about NFTs, and I'm like, man, he explained it to me. I'm like, bro, I don't do Web3s and fucking, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. How the fuck I'm supposed to NFT? He was like, dude, you are an NFT. You know what I'm saying? He like the shit that they're creating, the people that they drawing and shit, the shit they doing, they drawing you. You know what I'm saying? So he, you know, he basically coached me into like how to tie NFTs into my craft and my comedy and put it together and shit. Once I caught on and clicked and got accepted by the community, and it was once you get into the community, excuse me, I'm getting passionate, but once you get into the community, you see it's way fucking deeper than just NFTs. You know what I'm saying? The support is crazy, because when we're doing Instagram and all that, and we busting and thinking we finna get a deal and all this shit and all that, it wasn't going how we thought it was. But we got into NFTs, like, that was like, man, a blessing, you know, because it's like, this is the gas that's going to fuel the car to the journey, blessed on NFTs. So let's just say I blow up, I make a stand up, I land in the movies or whatever, you know, my token holders get broke off, and we share the rewards with the token holders and whatnot, and all that. Excuse me if I'm jumping around and then my brain is sporadic and whatnot, but yeah, man, NFTs is the shit. Is lit. Like, I've been in it for a year. I learned how to tie my comedy into it, and the video that kind of blew up, like when Ellen was dissing NFTs, I got on her ass, did something, it went viral within the community, and then I did NFTs Are Not Dead. I made an NFT called NFTs Are Not Dead while I was saving NFTs, you know what I'm saying? Because at the moment, motherfuckers was talking shit, talking about NFTs are dead and blase, yeah, whatever, but so I did that, and that went viral in the community, and then it just started growing, and then again, like I said, it was beyond just the art that Muggs is creating. Once you connected with the people and linked up, became one with them, it was over with. It was up. Shout out my boy Mentalist. Mentalist was one of my hugest supporters, where he bought one of my NFTs where I demasked, where I took my shit off, because everybody thought Sly Fly teeth and thought he was real. So when I revealed it and made it an NFT, Mentalist came and bought it, and that's how we linked up and been cool ever since, locked in. And yeah, man, I'm sorry if I went everywhere and went all over and shit, but yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Nah, you're good, bro. You're good. I love the passion, man, and I think that's what that's what makes what you're doing, to be honest with you, man, because I see the work. I see the work is there, and when I hear you speaking about it too, it's obvious that you enjoy what you're doing, man, and I love the fact that NFTs have been able to bring that to you. So definitely, man, you could go on as long as you need to, bro. That's what we're here for. Munir, man, I want to bounce over to you, man. What is it about NFTs that really grab your attention, man? Obviously, as an artist, man, there's so many benefits, man. But I just really want to hear your perspective about it, and what attracted you to them, and what do you see ultimately being your goal through NFTs?
Well, for me, I honestly it's very interesting, because I got into NFTs off of like a work for hire. Somebody wanted me to play my saxophone or record my sax in one of their short films they were making as an NFT. And when they found me literally on Clubhouse playing my saxophone in my own spaces, doing what I usually do in Twitter spaces. And once they kind of introduced me to that acronym, it kind of changed my whole perspective. Not changed my perspective, it kind of heightened my perspective, because me being in music, I've went to like school for music. I went to performing arts high school. Music's been a part of me forever, and that's how I made it a living. I never had a 9-to-5 job at all and music is one of the ways that I was able to pay for rent, pay for like me getting by day to day, being at UCLA. It helped me. So with this, it just made me get a better perspective on how I can be able to take what I do as an entrepreneur in music and take it to the next level without a label. I had different opportunities being like a studio musician, playing the sax for different people like Dreamville and performing with Solange and things like that. But I never had like those different types of like experiences where somebody tried to take advantage of me, because I always was up doing what I needed to do to make sure I, one, was putting myself out there, but also I could be able to make a living and still succeed. So the NFT journey for me, it became very, very realistic on this is what I need to do. And 2 years into this right now, it's really opened doors for me, hella doors every single day, which I'm humbled for and I'm excited about. And what I see for myself is literally with NFTs is just being a driving force for me, so I can be able to reach masses and be able to take control of what I do in my craft and the things that I create, and to be able to collab with others and be able to communicate and build a community around that. It was something I always envisioned, and this kind of brought everything into perspective for me.
That's dope, man. I could definitely relate to exactly what you just said right there, because that's pretty much how I came about it, man. When I first got into the idea of NFTs, I didn't really realize what it could be, but the fact that all the things I kind of already wanted to do and was already actually doing before NFTs, it just all made sense, man, to just pop into NFTs and be able to take that different approach pretty much, and just kind of take it to a new level, because I feel like, Web3 in general just gives you a different option of what you're doing with your music and art and creativity, and even as a businessman, so dope. I definitely relate to that.
And it's funny you said that, bro, because now, growing up, this is one of the stigmas I hated. Musicians aren't good businessmen. I hate that stigma, because in order for me to be doing what I need to do, I have to be having I have to be having these deals with people as I grow up, grow along in my career. I never had anybody. I never had a manager. I was my own manager, and then I had to get my mom to help me to be a manager for me. Whereas though she's now in a perspective, whereas though we're bringing value to each other to bring values to others, and I never understood just the fact of that statement. Musicians aren't good businessmen, and I'm helping along with other people. I see a lot of people in here I know. I see Motivated here. We all are entrepreneurs. We're all music artists. We're musicians, but we're entrepreneurs at the end of the day, especially in this time where we're dealing with streaming platforms, record labels, being independent. Everything is in the perspective, comes in full circle for us right now. So that's kind of where I was just feeling that with this NFT drive, and I'm hyped, man. Like, I'm out here in Vegas literally every day, figuring out ways with my team, meeting new people in NFTs, and just coming up with ways that we can help bring value to everybody and share what we got, what we know, our knowledge with the masses.
Yes, sir. Dope. I love it. Mint Splits, I wanted to go to you, man. What is it about NFTs that just attracted you to them, and what's your ultimate goal as far as your company, your business? What's the ultimate goal with NFTs, man? Like, what are you looking at the benefits for your growth and the people around you?
So what attracts me to NFTs, or us in general, is basically digital sovereignty. People who create digital content to have another way to reference and showcase their work that's not particular to like a hard drive specifically. Like, there's no, for example, if a digital artist wants to, they can't sell their work any way besides on a print, besides an NFT. And I think that's whenever I made the connection, like, oh, that's insane. I never even thought about selling my digital work. Like, people can pay for your time or your service, but they don't often buy outright the digital work. So and the way that artists can directly be paid from their collectors without any intermediary, that opportunity really piqued our interest and said, oh wow, so nobody has to take a cut if the artist doesn't want it to be that way, whereas like you don't even have the option on a lot of platforms today. So that really opened our eyes, and wow, this really does give artists the opportunity to manage every single every bit of revenue that comes their way, and also to be able to see where everything's going at all times if they really wanted to dig in and like on Etherscan or whatever that may be. But yeah, the fact that they can manage every aspect of their own sales and distribution, like you don't have to make only one version of your song if you don't want to. People buy copies of albums all the time on CDs or used to, but that's kind of where we'd like to see it go back to in some aspects, is that more of a collector's aspect around music and things like that. And also my brother, the other founder, he played various instruments for like 15 years or something like that. So he loves music. I've always been interested in finding what's new and what's hot, and always kind of staying ahead of the curve there. And if I think you may have asked another question that I may have not touched on. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Nah, you're good. You're good. That was it, man. That was it. And I think it was interesting how you mentioned that, you know, it's kind of like CDs or like music that we used to have, and it was always like a collectible, right? Because I mean, I grew up on tapes even, and when it got to CDs, it was just so dope to me because I mean, even with the cassette tapes, you know, you used to be able to open up that artwork, and then, you know, it would fold out. You could see who the producer is. You would see like artists' actual real names in there. So it's like I felt like a little bit more closer, especially being like a teenager looking at somebody like Nas, and I'm like, oh, it's Nasir Jones, like that's his name, and being able to see who the producer was and looking at all the credits and just having that information, like it was part of the process to me. And I feel like, you know, now with NFTs, whatever kind of medium it may be, it's kind of giving you that vibe back. So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because it's definitely brought me to that point too, with NFTs being digital, and you're able to kind of get some of that essence back, because I feel like that was leaving. Like people don't have CD players anymore, right? Like I think anybody that has a CD player, like it's probably very minimal. It's probably because you've had it for a while and it's just kind of there randomly, or you might have a card, it still has a CD player in it, but that's slowly fading away. And you know, something like as simple as having a CD and having that jewel case and the artwork in it and the fold out with all the information in it, I think is a big deal. And you know, digital art is definitely bringing that to the forefront again. And I think it's important as a collectible to have something like that. So yeah, it definitely stood out to me, man. Well, I want to ask you, man. So NFTs, like, what benefits do they have for you right now at the moment, and what are you looking to get out of them, you know, in the future, especially as an artist?
Yo, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, but Will, before you go, I gotta go because I got a flight early.
Yes. Yes.
It was an honor to be here, man. Y'all gonna see me some more. I followed everybody. I'm gonna retweet y'all work. Man, NFTs are the shit. I love everybody in the community. It's no bullshit. I hope to meet y'all in IRL. You know what I'm saying? If y'all see me, man, run up on me. Like, I bless everybody. Like, I went to the NFT NYC shit, and I'm trying to go to all the other events too, you know, but we out here. So like, man, we out here. I got Sly Guys tatted on my stomach. You feel me? Like, I'm about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
Feel me? Like, big as hell, and it hurt. And I think I fainted on the table twice. Bullshit. Like, it was like an 8-hour thing. But man, I gotta go, and I'm gonna see y'all. Love.
All right, Sly. Take it easy, man. Have a good flight, bro. Will, let's get into it.
Good one, man.
Yo, man, he just nailed it, man. I think the biggest thing for me is community. Like I mentioned before, man, I've always felt in that Web 2 space that I've always had trouble connecting with my audience. And what Web3 has right now shown me in its infancy is just how much easier it is to connect with an audience. And for me, that's just huge, because I've always felt the connection with, you know, making sure that whoever, like, you know, likes my stuff, like, oh, I know, like, I've had a conversation with him, like, he likes my stuff and he knows me, you know? And there have been a couple moments already where I've met someone in real life that I initially met in Web3. And those moments are crazy as hell for me, just because it's like, I only know you by your username or your screen name. And I usually only know you as a PFP, but like now it's like we're connecting on so many things. And that just all, like I said, all that just wraps around community and what I really care for the most. I love that, you know, some of these projects have their own communities. Niches have started to bloom for certain things, and that's amazing to experience.
Yes, agreed. Really quick too, I just want to reset the room and say hello to everybody that's listening in. I appreciate all you guys here. I see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. Thank you for popping in. Speaking here with Munir, Will, Min Splits, and we had Sly McCartney in the room with us. Just talking about community, content creation, as artists, as business owners, entrepreneurs, NFTs, and pretty much everything Web3 that's affecting us in, you know, our daily lives. It's kind of taking a lot of our lives up, especially these last few months, and I think we're all pretty crazy about it. So definitely, you know, wanted to talk to these guys, and there's so many people that I've been building with over these last few months about everything that we got going on. So I appreciate you guys being here in the room with us. If you're not already in tune with my speakers, please get in tune. We have some pinned tweets. Check out their profiles, see what they got going on. We got everything from businesses to art, to music, to sculpting, to galleries, to traveling around and spreading that goodness around. So please get in tune with us. I want to ask you guys, let's step out of NFTs and our art for a second, and tell me any other experiences that you have in Web3, man, whether it be cryptocurrency, the metaverse, or, you know, anything else that you got going on. And I want to go to Munir. Do you have any experience in cryptocurrency, man, and what is it about cryptocurrency that got you started, or if there's anything else that you got going on in Web3 that you've been a part of?
Yeah, so for me, my intro to cryptocurrency came through having collectors, different collectors interested in what I have. I started out on like Polygon, on OpenSea, and well, I like literally when I first started, I was on a blockchain called Phantasma, and I was in a marketplace called Ghost Market. And at that time, it was going well, but I didn't really understand or get the gist of cryptocurrency. But once, like as of last year, the end of last year, getting more into it and getting sales from more than one blockchain, or having my stuff on OpenSea, and people from like Solana or Tezos just being interested in what I had, it kind of opened or expanded my horizon on different cryptocurrencies and how they can be able to help, how I can be able to utilize those cryptocurrencies and what I do, and which ones I find bullish, which ones I find bearish. I kind of figured all of that out through just my collectors, or just having certain people buy NFTs in certain places.
Do you have anything specific that you are holding right now, or any specific cryptocurrency that stands out to you that you're looking to just pile up on?
Right now, not really. I'm kind of bullish on right now, primarily 3 different ones, but I just got into a new blockchain called Near Protocol. I just started getting into them, but I feel like I want to start holding them as well as like some Solana, and just see what happens from there. But I've really been just figuring out. I'm thinking about keeping like some Bitcoin or ETH as like a foundation or as my base, and kind of figuring things out from there. But it's very interesting when you do your own research and just understand things, because it's helping me understand what I can do for myself. And I know everybody within cryptocurrency is different. Everyone doesn't have the same experience, or they don't go through the same thing. So that's what I'm learning, but I'm honestly kind of learning as I go and just picking up the value of these cryptos based off of how much I use them or the value of what I use them for.
Dope.
And I'm also, another thing, I just start getting into like some metaverse cryptocurrencies from like Sandbox, Decentraland, of course. They're the main two I've been focusing on. I want to hold a good amount of like some crypto in them because, I've been just doing some research on those, like the metaverse altcoins, and I'm just realizing certain things about how much they can help. So it's just a little bit about what I'm doing starting out.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Really quick too, before I get to Will and Mint Splits, I want to let everybody else in the room too know that we probably got another question or two with my guests, and then I'm definitely going to bring some people up. So if you got any questions, you got some insight on whatever we're discussing, please feel free to make that request. You could actually start requesting now if you'd like, and I'll bring you guys up after these next one or two questions that we have. All I'm asking is that you please just keep it to questions or any feedback on what we're discussing. I don't want to hear any shills on projects or anything like that, please. Mint Splits, let's go to you, man. Tell me about any experience you have with cryptocurrency, if there's anything specific that you're holding on to right now, and if there's anything that you're looking to be grabbing that you don't have already.
Not specifically. I'm not much of a like investor, I guess you could say, but ETH is definitely seems like the obvious answer to me. I've tried using Polygon here and there, and we may even end up using it if the experience gets to the right point. But I actually had a lot of trouble, or at least when it came to bridging back and forth ETH with Polygon network through like OpenSea. I've tried on there a few times, and it's just like kind of a pain in the butt. Like, I don't know. We want to make sure it's as simple and clear cut as possible. We do, the way our model is set up, I don't think gas price should be like anything ridiculous. The least amount of metadata you include in contracts, the least or the lower the gas price will be typically. And if there's like L2s rolling out at some point, that's definitely something we're interested in. We've been researching those for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Polygon seems pretty good, and I've been interested in Tezos just because I feel like there's a lot of really high quality content made over there. But then again, I understand, like, when it comes to ETH, obviously, if I think ETH's really great, but it's not doable for everybody, because it's kind of ridiculous the amount that gas fee is by itself. But yeah, if that answers any of those questions.
Yes, most definitely. Will, let me know what you have in cryptocurrency, man. If you have any experience, if there's anything specific you're holding on to, or something that you might be looking to grab in the future.
Yeah, my experience with crypto is very, very, very novice. Like, I initially started with Polygon just because I kind of used that to kind of play around with, kind of get the gist of what crypto was. I had only like heard of it in terms with like NFT prices, and so when I was getting my feet wet in this space, I was like, people were recommending Polygon because it's the cheapest right now. And then once I decided to take that next step forward, I was like, all right, now I'm committing to buying Ethereum, and that was a whole different lesson for me, because it was like, oh, based on the time of the month or the time of the day, Ethereum can be up or down. So, choosing the right time to buy more is, playing chess sometimes. So once I like felt comfortable enough with Ethereum, I decided to experiment with Tezos and, minting NFTs on the Tezos blockchain, just because it was almost like I was talking to a different audience, because everything was at a different price point. So I started really, I guess, realizing my worth in a sense based off of crypto. And moving forward, I definitely want to pick up some Solana, just because of what it's capable of doing too. But that's another lesson to learn for myself. So yeah, I really just want to, play as much as I want with it, but you know, money's money, so I gotta wait for the check to come in first.
Nah, I hear that, man. I wish I had it all so I could buy all the ETH, Bitcoin, and NFTs and everything else that I want, man. I hear you. Gentlemen, I want to ask something else right now. I'm thinking about, like, the skeptics. There's so many skeptics, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's metaverse, whether it's NFTs. People don't believe in it. People think it's a joke. People got something negative to say about it. I've heard it all, and I've definitely heard the stories from other people that I know. And I want you guys to share something like that, or even tell me if you've ever been a skeptic of anything that you're even doing today, because it's definitely happened. Like, I think I've experienced some things where, like, I didn't believe in it a few months ago, but then I popped in and was like, yo, I'm all about this. So I'm very curious to know, Munir, why don't we start with you, man? Tell me if you were ever a skeptic of anything that you're doing right now in Web3, or if not, if you could tell me about maybe a story about somebody that's been skeptical about what you're doing right now with NFTs or anything in Web3.
Well, what I'm doing, I don't think it's, let me see, the best way I can say. I don't know. I haven't come into a counter of me getting that, just because of how much music is so much immersive, and I'm literally given an experience in real time, like every single time. I'm literally like, when I'm not speaking, I'm literally playing the saxophone in spaces and stuff. So I feel like with me, it's kind of hard for people to think that about what I have, but for me, I just always be aware. I don't know. I think it's basically just coming from a place like Camden, New Jersey, where you always gotta kind of keep your head on the swivel, and I just keep that same mentality with me. Just what I do, just making sure I protect myself, making sure I do that, because I never know. I don't know. I just become skeptical about the what ifs. I'm always like that, and I play like devil's advocate a lot, but at the same time, I'm just really like skeptical about certain things that I do. So I mean, in general, I'm always thinking about that, from like the Discord situations, making sure my wallet ain't being tampered with, to having bots and shit in my DMs and Twitter. Yeah, I'm very, very, very skeptical, and I think being in Web3 just kind of expanding on that skepticism for me. But it's good though. Because I'm always kind of, like I said, keeping my head on the swivel, and I'm always just aware about what's going on, and I'm just staying more alert every single chance I get.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you saying that too, man, about keeping your head on the swivel, because I actually said that a couple weeks ago in a space, man. I think a lot of people, because, sometimes I'll hear about stories here about people getting got, like they did the wrong thing or this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, bro, like, where do you live that these random things are happening to you so often, and you're so, or at least that you're so shocked about it. I've heard a lot of people be so shocked that they got scammed, or that there's scammers in Web3. And I'm just like, bro, what? Do you live in society? Like
Honestly,
this is not a fantasy.
I go, and the thing for me, I think what helped me going to UCLA, I'm like, when I was at UCLA, I was like, it was very interesting, because I was the only nigga in school, at UCLA that actually went there, but everybody else I was around, they literally just lived in LA or just would be around there, but they all was scammers. Like, they would be like, they all scam. Every single last one of them scam. And being around them, understanding the lifestyle, I already knew what to expect, and it kind of kept me aware. Just being around them and seeing like, oh, this is what they do. Then I used to see my homie literally go and transfer money into Bitcoin and like do certain things with that. Like, it was just crazy, like seeing it and experiencing it, where it made me always just be like, yeah, I'm making sure I understand, or I know the language enough so that it can help me whenever I need it. And it's kind of been helping me so far. And that's kind of where I'm looking to be doing, and just figuring new ways of staying safe with this shit.
100%, man, 100%. And you know, like I said, man, it's just tripped out seeing that. But then, you know, on another note, I realized too that especially when we're in something like this, in a space where we're talking to so many different people from so many different places, everybody has different experiences, and I 100% respect that. But at the same time, I don't know, I guess it's kind of hard for me. You know, I'm born and raised in Chicago, and I've man been around some of the shadiest people to some of the greatest people to some, you know, just people that are from all over the place, man. And I've traveled and met a lot of different people. So having that experience has just opened my eyes to definitely always keep my head on a swivel, do my own research, figure some things out, you know, and if I take a loss, learn from it rather than just fall on my face and be so shocked by it. And I've just seen some things that are, you know, kind of interesting to me that I don't kind of understand, to be honest with you. I get a little confused when I see people react the way they do about scams and things like that are going on in Web3, because it's unfortunate, but they are there, you know. Nothing's perfect, and especially not in something like where there's so much money and opportunity. I think people are trying to take advantage of other people, you know, and that's the sad thing. But obviously we want to stay away from those people, and we want to try to warn all our friends and people we rock with to stay away from those people, but it does exist. Will, let me ask you, man. Have you ever been skeptical about what you're doing right now currently, or have you come across people that are skeptical about anything that you're doing in the NFT space or Web3 in general?
I definitely used to be skeptical, but that was before I understood the entire space, because prior to that, I was only an outsider looking in. Like I said, understanding the technology was the biggest part of it. Understanding crypto was a big part of it. And like even today, I encounter people who aren't into it, and I always lead with, I'll tell you about NFTs and Web3 only if you're ready to listen about it, because it's some of that information can be overwhelming for someone to like really wrap around. So for me personally, it took a good year to listen in on spaces, like read articles. Reading the Bitcoin white paper was a big thing for me, and understanding crypto and how the future of this space could really be infinite. And so that's why I really push education still. Even I don't say that I know everything, but I used to be a non-believer in this space, but now fully being in it, fully being immersed, it's been my new obsession. It's what I really love to do now. So I'm all here for it.
Dope. That's what's up, man. Men Splits, have you ever been skeptical about Web3, or have you come across people that are skeptical about what you're currently doing?
Yes and no. Not skeptical about what we're doing or what others are doing necessarily. Of course, there's going to be scams and all that. I would say, if anything, when I first started getting into NFTs, I was skeptical of what, I don't know. I was skeptical of the art, I guess you could say. It just seemed, the art just seemed like nothing that I was used to. And so that made me skeptical, if that makes sense. But really, it's just people on the other side of the world making digital art that doesn't normally come up in my algorithm or whatever on socials. So I guess that kind of made me skeptical at first. I think, if anything, I was skeptical of the NFT market for a long time. I mean, when you see pictures of clip art rock, like a literal clip art selling for multiple thousands of ETH or whatever it is, that's what made me skeptical. But it also at the same time made me go harder, because at that point I kind of understood there's more to this, there's more to all of this. But yeah, definitely that kind of stuff. I understand why others might be skeptical, because all they think is a lot of people just think NFT and then associate it with a Bored Ape. So, but at the end of the day, we're here to break that stigma. And no, I'm not skeptical about anything personally at this point. No.
That's good, man. That's good. But yeah, that's true. You're right, man. There's people that might look at an NFT and just think of one specific thing, and that brings a lot of different questions and people not being sure about what they're getting into. But like you said, that's what we're here for. We're here to change that and give people some more insight on everything that we're doing. But let's get into some people that are here as speakers that I want to hear some feedback, or you might have some questions, and anybody else that has not requested or that has sent a request. I saw that they came in and they dropped off for whatever reason, so I sent them back out to you, specifically Kong, Rep One, sent you one, Gen Ops, if you want to pop in, Flip. If you guys have any questions, any feedback on anything that was being said, or you have any questions, and anybody else that's in the room, please feel free to send in a request, and we'll bring you up. Pete, what's good, bro?
What's good, everybody? Great conversation. Just to get into the skepticism conversation, man. That's why I love hearing conversations about this, because I'm still kind of skeptic for the music scene in the NFT space. I know it's inevitable, and I know it's great, and it's going to lead to a lot of financial freedom and everything. Like, I'm 100% on board that. But as of today, I'm a skeptic of it as of today. So that's kind of like, when I was chatting with Mint Splits, just love to see more stuff like that. But just want to throw that into the conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it still has some room to grow, but yeah, it's definitely looking bright. Manic, what's good with you, man?
What up? What up? How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
I see Rep in the audience. I see Dados. What's up, everybody? Yeah. So yeah, man, the NFT space, man, it's crazy space, but it's dope. I love it. Yeah. Skepticism. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the whole rug pull thing that's gotten out of control. I mean, the NFT space is really changed within these past few months, and it's a noticeable thing for anybody that's really heavy into NFTs. Yeah. So, but I think overall, it'll all work itself out. Yeah.
Yes, sir. 100%, man. Appreciate you popping in, bro.
No doubt.
Munir, Will, Mint Splits, if you guys got anything else to add on to, what Pete or Manic might have said, or if there's anything else that's on your mind that maybe I haven't brought up yet. Like I said, I've had conversations with a couple of you guys already, and I'm just curious to find out, man, what else might be on your mind about the space, what we're doing, what you might be doing specifically. Please feel welcome to bring it up.
I definitely am intrigued by this music NFT discussion, just because I don't work in the music world at all. I've never made a song. I can't play a single instrument, but I still love to join in on those conversations just as a listener. And I definitely do believe that y'all are about to flip the music industry upside down. Just listening in on how some people are trying to conceptualize an album or give utility to an album or have it be a ticket. I think the disruption is only just a matter of time. And like I said, I don't make music, but whatever y'all pushing, I think in this independent Web3 world, I feel like it's really hard for something to not be hot, because there's no such thing as mainstream out here. It's literally, if you're hot, you're going to be hot in the scene. So I really look forward to just discovering more independent artists that just pop out.
Facts. And I just want to second that. Man, I'm really big on preaching on the gospel of music NFTs as much as possible. And I love having these discussions mainly on seeing mainly seeing how music NFTs could become rug pulls, or I don't know, it's just real. I'm real bullish on speaking on music NFTs and just kind of just praising it more, and just talking about how it's a new way, not only for us as the creators or artists, but for fans, to be a part of this and really gain control, because I feel like with Web 2 things such as like streaming platforms, we really didn't have any type of control. We had control over listening to certain types of music that we want, but we really didn't have, as a fan, we didn't have control over what we could be able to do with being a fan. Like now we have a chance with Web3, NFTs, music NFTs, to invest in an artist, but also to become a part of that investment. Like it's just so dope that I feel like, shoot, if I was a artist, I mean, if I was a music lover, this is like the perfect opportunity, because it's like I'm not only getting paid to be a part of a journey of a dope artist that I like, but I'm also being a part of the support. I'm literally engaging in different ways that I couldn't do when I was just listening to a new artist's music on SoundCloud or Spotify or Apple Music. So totally different thing, and I'm just trying to praise this as much as possible to a lot of people within the real world to understand where it's going. And I feel like music NFTs is a great way to help bridge the gap for what's happening, and for people to understand how they can be able to utilize music in this new world.
Yeah, that's tripped out that you even said music as a rug pull, because I honestly never really thought of it even being an option. But I mean, I guess it's possible though. You know, I guess it's possible, because I just feel like it's a little different with music. It's like it's kind of obvious what you're getting, and I don't know. But I guess there's gonna be some scammer out there. There's gonna be somebody shady out there that's gonna figure out. They're gonna figure out a way to make a music rug pull for sure.
And honestly, if we really want to get into speaking about it, I mean, it's already beginning. We just don't realize it because we're so much in the hype of it now. Not downplaying platforms like these, but platforms such as Catalog or Sound.xyz, they're gatekeeping platforms, whereas those
Facts.
their primary
Facts.
goal is to get artists that have a good buzz, a following, have the blue check primarily, and through that's how they're going to sell. And most of what they don't tell us, how these artists really sell within minutes or within days, because these platforms already have enthusiasts backing what they have to basically say, push this artist. Yes, put your money in this artist. And it's not a fine line of really promoting, and it blinds people, because it's saying, oh, they just sold something in this long. And it's crazy because it's people that really are in the community and the spaces and things like that, but at the same time on the back end, they're not letting us know a lot of this stuff. And this is like some of the things that I'm kind of like saying, and I don't know, it's like I feel like even if I do get to that level where though a Sound XYZ or somebody does check me out and get my music and sells me out, I still want to be able to be like, yo, this is not right, because we got like, we're not really letting people know what's going on. We're not letting people know organic stories, and it's giving people this false promise that when you come into music NFTs as an artist, you can easily sell versus being in streaming platforms, when that's really not the case. So I could go on and on about these conversations, man, but I'm just realizing all of this and just speaking out more so just on my own self and my personal experiences being in to this world, and just trying to be as transparent as possible, but also be intentional.
Nah, but Munir, that's a great point you made, man, about the rug pulls and in that sense with the gatekeepers, because I see that, and that's definitely a point to make, because I see a lot of these brands coming in, like you said, they're selling out and this and that and the third, but it's just regular music industry shit that's been going on. It's nothing new, because I see it, like it's happening, and it's just, to some people that might not understand the music industry or the music game, they see that it looks like amazing, like, oh man, this artist sold out, but nah, there's other stuff going on behind closed doors. And that's why, you know, I'm glad we have somebody like Mint Splits in here, because I see what they're doing is It's just basically providing a service that's like very simple. Like, here, you want to do this and you want to do this, and we're here to just be that bridge to do it. So run with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like we're holding this down, you got to pass through us to be a Web3 artist. Like, that's not the point of Web3. And a lot of these places, they're doing that because I'm seeing it. Like, you can't just be this big old company popping into Web3 and you
Facts.
have artists, you know, lined up, selling out in seconds. Like, nah, man, that sounds very Web2ish, bro. We've been
That's
there,
why
done
I
that.
hate
Like, we're trying to stay away from that.
anytime Sound XYZ has a space, I don't even go to that shit, to be honest. Like, I hate, like, I look at it and be past it. And all of my homies that I know that are in the spaces, man, in that space, and they fuck with it, I be like, nah, next. What's next?
We gotta let people know, though, man.
It's a waste of time.
I hear a lot of those complaints, and when it comes down to it, like earlier you were asking what we're doing as far as community and stuff like that goes. I'm putting on my listening ears as best as possible and hearing like what is needed, where it's needed, why it's needed, how it's needed, all of that. And a big thing about those two platforms you mentioned that I notice is they don't provide a way for artists to deploy their own contracts. Meaning, if that platform goes down, somebody else has to, you would have to see that contract somewhere else on it. Like, here, let me back up a little bit. Having your own contract as an artist prepares you to be in situations where you need to hop around platform to platform, if that makes sense. And you can bring your collection with you wherever you go, or your works with you. So, like, let's say, for whatever reason, me and my brother fall off the face of the earth. If you've ever created a project on MintSplit, or if anybody's ever minted NFTs on MintSplit, those are still going to be out there and be able to go from platform to platform. Like, whatever platform's hot, if you wanted, you could use their platform as your secondary marketplace. Right now, we don't have a secondary or like a marketplace to browse. All we have is individual pages per project that an artist creates, that they can either keep that link private, mint all their NFTs to their own wallet if they want, just to archive some work on the on chain, or they could share that link and with their audience. So yeah, I mean, definitely that's why I find it so important to own your own contract. Like, for example, I was an artist on a platform for a long time, had some success there, and then I decided for a few reasons that I really didn't love that platform anymore. Well, if I go on to what's popular now, like OpenSea, if I go there and pull it up, it shows that it's underneath their collection with their platform name rather than like underneath my name. So that's just a little bit like, those platforms will forever be associated with your work that you mint through their contract, whereas we're giving you your own contract to mint from. So that's a little bit, I don't know if that's too many words, it might be a bit confusing, but yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, artist rights are what we advocate first and foremost. We know, I mean, like I said, we've built a music streaming app, which that was modeled to incentivize fans to promote for their favorite artists that they discover early on, and then they'd be able to like claim rewards for things and stuff like that. Didn't work out. It was a little bit too complex, but we got to kind of see the details of how these things are structured and things like that. And it's just not okay for artists to be getting only paid 0.00001 cent per stream or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, and then we want to make sure artists set off on a right foot while given this opportunity to kind of recreate their digital self, if you will, not recreate, but a new paradigm, if you will. It's important to be set up for success when you get there, because I mean, and it's not the end of the world if you've minted an NFT with any other platform. I think all these platforms have good intentions when it comes to driving attention to artists and things like that, and but it is definitely important to make sure everybody does their research, and can't advocate enough for how important it is to be able to control all the details around your own contracts.
100% agreed with that, man. And I appreciate you saying that you're here listening in to everybody, because that's important for somebody from your side on what you're doing for music and NFTs, to be able to hear feedback from everybody else and what our thoughts already are. And people like me and Munir being very vocal about what we feel about a lot of the things that have already gone on that we've seen on our side. And because we don't want you to be the next one we're talking about, Min Splits.
Facts. Yeah, no, neither do I. So
I'm sure you don't, man. I'm sure you don't. But look, I got a couple of homies in here that haven't been able to speak yet. I got Rep One and I got Kong. I'm gonna go to Kong right away because I know he was trying to say something earlier. What's good, Kong?
What up, everybody? Yeah, man. It's just a bunch of knowledge. I honestly was just it's funny because I hopped into a space earlier today talking about music and NFTs. And for a minute, I've been trying to mint. I got a lot of music. I have a large catalog. I probably got like 60 or 70 songs, like split on like Apple Music, Spotify, and whatnot. And just hopping over here, I've been trying to figure out what's the way. How do I get this music to turn it into NFTs? And I had hopped into a space earlier that was talking about Sound XYZ and some other ones, and I'm thinking like, oh shit, there we go. That's the info I was looking for. And it's funny because now I'm listening to y'all. I'm like, damn. I'm not going no fucking where. Now I'm about to just sit my ass down. It's about to be a minute before I said some shit.
Nah. Don't even think like that. Yeah, no.
No, but I'm saying though, like, cause real shit, like what meant. So look, I actually understand the contracts and everything because, I just put a collection out. So I get what he's saying about that, and that's important to control that contract. I don't even think people realize that because, you might want to go back in later and change something in it. And if you control it, you could do that. But if you don't, then it is what it is, and it's where it's at. So I have to immediately follow Mint Splits once they start talking about this shit, because I'm like, all right. But I'm really all I was really about to ask was another question, and I forgot what that question was. So just please keep talking, bro, and just dropping this knowledge so I can go in the right direction.
No doubt, man. And you know what? It's funny, like, I don't think, when Munir mentioned like Sound XYZ, I don't think he was like trying to say don't fuck with him. And if I'm wrong, please let me know, Munir. I think it was more so. Yeah, I think it was more so like we were saying, like, I don't know, like me personally, like my perspective of it is somebody like that is pretty much they're kind of almost doing the same thing that you would just get in anywhere in the music industry, and also kind of defeats the purpose of Web3. Like you mentioned contracts, Kong. If you don't have control of your contract, it's like buying cryptocurrency on Robinhood. Let's say that, for example. And if you don't know what the difference is of buying cryptocurrency on Robinhood or somewhere like Binance, then that's something you need to really look into. And you need to understand that, like what the difference is. Like you don't have any keys on Robinhood. You don't own that. It's not a wallet that you own anything to. You can't transfer that out. You can't move it out of there. You can't pay somebody with it. You can't put it on your hard wallet. You can't do anything like that. So that's the difference, and that's what I mean by that. And I feel like that's what somebody like Sound XYZ is doing. They're not giving you that power like that you're supposed to have in Web3.
So, for example, like having your own contract and all of your content tied to that contract, which is tied to your wallet because you created it, makes it like seamline for the direction everything's headed. Because it's like having all of your work in like a really nice spaceship that you can just fly around planet to planet for just a visual example. Whereas if like some of these places, if you mint there, it's on that planet. So it's just an example. It's not the end of the world. Like it's not the worst thing ever, but
it is though. It really is.
Yeah, because it's like someone who has your masters. Like you got to find the producer and call him, and he don't answer the phone, and instead of just having it in control of yourself. So it's very
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you have all of your work on your own contracts, you can go to Sound XYZ, and if they respect the terms you've set in your contract, which is if you created the song all by yourself, then all of that's going to you, then they should display it on their marketplace. If they don't, then I don't know why they wouldn't, because that's not very open and friendly or whatever. But we're not going to have any application process or anything like that. It's just pay us one time, and then you have your project on chain, and then you're the admin over that project.
Facts. Big facts.
I just posted up at the top it's something like a little map where you can kind of go off of a roadmap of different platforms. And where I was getting at with Sound XYZ was mainly just saying don't waste your time on platforms like that when there's so many other platforms or places where you can put your music NFTs at. Me myself having so many different types of NFTs, from beats to sax loop packs to my own music to sax covers. I'm on at least 6 to 7 different marketplaces where I shop my music. And the thing about that is more so just being accessible. Accessibility is the key. Whereas though you have places like Mint Songs, which is more accessible, whereas though they're literally any and everybody can get on there. Plus, they give you crypto to help you out, so you can go and mint your first NFT. It's so many different places that's out here that we can be able to utilize. A platform that I just got on that allows you to create and deploy your own store and your own smart contract is a blockchain. Well, excuse me. It's a marketplace called Mintbase, and they're on a blockchain called the Near Protocol. And what is dope is that with that Near Protocol, it allows you to create your own smart contract through something called Aurora. And Aurora is something that a lot of developers is similar to the coding that's used to create Ethereum. So it's easy for developers to go and create on the Aurora platform and do certain things to connect. And with Aurora, it just connects with Near Protocol, which is a blockchain. But Mintbase is the marketplace and the site to go to that I use. I just got on there, and I was easily able to deploy my own smart contracts for my saxophone loops. And it's so dope, where as though I can be able to transfer however I want, any way I want, in the future when I plan to, which is dope. And I plan on using like certain things with like that marketplace with mint splits and things like that. It will allow me to be able to integrate that with like that platform, with mint split platform or other platforms easily. So it's just more about accessibility, I would say, bro. And just once you realize that, everything else is going to be coming way more easier for you, as far as where you want to put your music, and not worrying about all of these other platforms that are literally just selling out so quick and is giving people FOMO.
You know, the thing that for me, this is what I'm looking at. I don't know where this Web3 is going to be at a month from now, 2 months from now, you know, a year later, whatever, because I feel like when these cats was first dropping their collections and everything like that, they had no idea back then that they would be doing things like doing the Bored Apes with the serum and shit, where like, you know, whatever you own can actually, you can change somebody's shit in directly to their wallet. So for me, that's why I'm like, it's out of the question. If I can't put my own contract up, I don't even want to do it, because I'm selling myself short. Where it could be, again, we don't know what's about to happen in 2 years from now, where I could go back to a song that I, you know, made an NFT today, and I'm like, oh, we got this new feature we can add on to it, and I can't do it because I don't got the fucking contract. So I think that shit is crucial. It's not even something, I think that everything you saying is extremely knowledgeable, but I would just tell you, when you giving people this info, make it not even an option, bro. Tell them straight up, like, don't fuck with these other ones, because they're gonna control your contract. Because I think that's, you gotta have that.
Facts, especially if you're talking about ownership. You're right.
Yeah, I think that's really important, man. Great point, Kong. Definitely got to spread that out, because I think, like I said, the main purpose is, I think that's the point to Web3, right? Like we want to own as much as we can with this. We want to be the ones that control what we have, and I think a lot of people don't understand that that's really the point. So to go and do something in Web3 because someone says it's Web3, it's not a very Web3 way to just kind of do something that somebody else is holding the keys for. Somebody's at the gate asking for your ID, and patting you down and all that. Like it's the same old shit we've been dealing with. So, that's not the point. That's not the point to this, right? The point is for us to do our own thing, roam freely, and just do what we do. Own our rights to our work. You know. Will, I saw you had your hand up earlier, man. What's good?
No, I just had a question about the smart contract, just because I made my smart contract through Manifold, but does that work differently with music NFTs and how they're pushed out, or?
So Manifold is a really good platform. They're also free to use. I don't know how they do it with editions, but from my understanding, whenever you create editions, it'll turn your content into an ERC 1155, which is a little bit different than ERC 721s. So just tread lightly when it comes to editions with Manifold. I don't know. I've used Manifold and I 100% co-sign. They're incredible. And that also kind of carries into the point of like Munir, you were saying you were talking about the potential of like having your work displayed through like through MintSplit or something like that. Just for clarity, we don't have a marketplace set up. We are looking into that, and that's definitely something we're gonna do at some point. So at the moment, like anybody who's already using their own contracts, we aren't necessarily focused on. Like I can tell right now you're good. You know what's up. You've got your own contract going. Like you're on the right path for sure. But right now we're focused on making sure all artists do that research and have their own contract and manage all those details. And once a little bit more of that can come about, once we go live and all that, then our next focus will be having that marketplace that might be a little bit more friendly towards music or audio NFTs specifically, or anything that's maybe has a high amount of additions to it, stuff like that. But all all minted NFTs with MintSplit are ERC 721s, which is from what I've noticed, kind of became a standard of the fine digital art realm of NFTs.
Yeah, the way that I was made to understand it was that the ERC 721s were more for one-of-one pieces, and that the ERC 1155 are more for, duplicates, copies, in that sense. I've only ever deployed a contract for a 721 token, so I was just curious about how Aurora works. I know, Munir, you spoke about that, but
I can speak a little bit on the difference between the two. So ERC 721s are numbered by edition. So like, Will, if I bought, I can't remember if you said you made music or not. If I bought somebody's music as an NFT and I got the first edition, well then I was probably first on that song, at least on that song, and it'll be documented on chain that I have token 1 of that song, whereas whoever had token 1,000, just for example, was a little bit later to that. So it helps gauge the taste levels, and I don't know how you'd say, like basically gives collectors more incentive to be early on a song.
That's what's up.
Whereas 1155s don't differentiate between which edition, what number each token has to it, if that makes sense. So like they're all the same. If you bought one of the 1155s, it's not distinguishable from the first one or the last one, because there is no first or last. It's just a copy of that 1155, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're making sense.
Yes, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm not too clear on that, so that's it makes a little bit more sense than I thought about it. So yeah, appreciate that 100%. Rep One, what's good, man? I see you've been in here with us for a little bit. What's on your mind, bro?
Yeah, man. I've just been listening and drawing, working on one of my latest pieces. Haven't seen any of your spaces open for a while, man. So this is the first time I caught you in a couple of weeks, and I appreciate you hosting this one and you know everything that you're speaking about. I just wanted to touch on um, what I've seen in Web3 in the short 3 months that I've been here. Um, I just come from a perspective where I report on what I observe, like just straight up. Um, the space at first, it was like the NFTs, you know, it was intriguing for everyone. You know, everybody saw money, but when you come in, you see that it's not all about that. You know, people talk about this community word all the time, and I've gathered up a list of buzzwords, and community is one of them. So every time I hear these certain buzzwords, I start to listen in a little more closely. And now I really start to analyze that person and how they're speaking, because there's so much of the copy and paste. There's so many of the buzzwords being thrown around that you have to be careful, like extra careful who everybody is. And it just gets to a point where, you know, now I feel like it's gotten pretty easy to kind of spot these people. You know what I mean? A lot of them I don't know, they're just getting sloppy at this point, and they're just showing themselves left and right. And it's a lot of it is disheartening. But on the flip side of that, while I've been going through all of these experiences and my observations and watching everybody and how they get down and how they maneuver, I've ran into some people, and I have, man, I have a group of people behind me that these people are absolutely amazing. This team is like Voltron. I mean, the skill sets that each individual has and what they can do, and the brain power and the artistry amongst, you know, this whole, I call it a campfire community, because to me, that's how we sit and we talk in these chats like all day, and we really understand each other and know what's going on with each other and in each other's projects, and we support and we help other people to kind of feel that same mindset, and it's intimate, you know, it's really family oriented, and it's not a buzzword, it's not a catchphrase, it's part of my language, but it's fucking legit, like it's genuine. And that right there is has become my main focus. And it's like, all right, I keep, you know, spending time with these people, and we keep expanding, and everyone keeps adding more and more ideas to this giant pool of, I mean, so much innovation coming. These people, I'm so enthralled to know them, because I came into the space and I feel like, you know, this is a mixture between my experience of being in the music industry and watching that show on HBO, Silicon Valley. Like, I had no clue what the hell, like, what are these nerds doing? Like, that wasn't my world, you know. I say that, you know, jokingly, you know, but I understand, like, this is just like that. And it you know, mixed in with the web too, because you have all of these influencers. Now it's like, if, you know, you see an influencer run, you know, like, we don't even care anymore. Like, get out of here. We already know what you're about. Like, it's just not working anymore. Like, can't we have anything? Can the people have anything? You know, that's my main point, bro. Like,
Rap
but
one,
all in
bro.
all, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody in here, and
Yes, sir.
just the realness, man.
Yes. Man, I appreciate you, man. Man, I wanted to stop you like 2-3 times while you were in the middle of speaking, man, because you said so much real shit. I appreciate you every time you pop in here, man, because you're just like, man, you're just one of them dudes that I've always been around all my life, man. I met you probably like a month ago, dude, and I feel like you're one of them dudes I've known my whole life, man, because you're the type of person I rock with, bro. Real talk. You always got some real shit to say. I appreciate the passion just coming out of everything that you're saying, and the points that you're making and the influencer shit, bro. I'm the biggest preacher in all of Web3. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend that I don't give a fuck if you're an influencer, man. You the last influencers are the last people I give a fuck about, because I'm a grown ass man. I'm not being influenced by shit. I'm not a teenager, so you ain't influencing shit. So do not believe these influencers, man. When you see that, you hear that, somebody saying that, and if any of y'all claim to be influencers in here right now, I apologize, but I'm just being a real fucker, man. Cannot fuck with nobody being an influencer, because that shit to me just that's like you're telling people you're a scammer or you're somebody that don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, and I'm sorry, that's Web 2 me all day though. That's some real shit. I'm gonna talk filthy because I'm a Web 2 ass motherfucker, and Web 3 I can't help it. I'm from Chicago, baby. So
Yo,
you're gonna get the real with me. You're gonna get the real with me.
yo, VI, bro, I gotta have your back on that 150,000 trillion%, man. I don't even care about a number, but whatever. Yeah, bro, like, we gotta be, like, I don't even want to call myself an influencer, but I feel like we have to be that guild of elders, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that me and you, we right around the same, you know what I mean? So we have a lot of knowledge and there's a lot of wisdom, and at this point in my life, man, I don't have anything to gain at all by hurting anybody. Like, I really don't. I've been there too many years. Now I get super happy just seeing other people win that deserve that shit, man, because I know when I put that work in and I help these other people succeed, and without looking for anything in return, but just the sharing the happiness that they know, like, hey, man, thank you for doing that for me. No problem, bro. That's what I'm here for. So when it comes time for me to do something on my project, I don't have to shill a damn thing, because the work that I already put in there's my ROI right there. You know what I mean? All the investment into the people, because the people are the prize, man. You from Chi-Town, Kama said it, the people are the prize. You know what I mean? You invest in the people, they're going to pay you back in dividends and then some, royalties, all of that. And then everybody continues to build. And I will preach that shit until y'all don't hear my name anymore in Web3, man. But as long as I'm here, that's what I'm going to rock out with. And the people that I rock with, they understand that too. And I got my 11-year-old son coming right up behind me. And man, this kid's a beast already. Wait for him. That's the only thing I'll shill. My mini-me, he's gonna be here to carry out this legacy. So when your kids and your grandkids grow up, my son will still be here, man, and he'll be building with your family. So we all won, and we can say fuck all of these influencers, all of this bullshit. And so it's us, it's the people. So I'm gonna get off this damn soapbox because I'm rocking out too hard.
Yo, do your thing, bro. I'm telling you, man, I appreciate you every time, man. It comes raw and authentic, and that's what it's about, man. I love it. What's good, though, Kong? I see you got your hand up, bro.
Man, where the fuck I'm at? I'm in the realest group ever right now. This is where I want to be at. So can I give y'all a little testimony? Can I speak my truth real quick?
Shoot it.
So it's funny how he mentioned the buzzwords and whatnot, because, I'm coming in here and I hear the same thing. I see the same thing. I didn't have too much of an issue with it because I get it. You're in a different space. You go to the hood, you go to different hoods. Niggas is using certain words and things like that. That's common. But it's a difference from somebody using these words with no passion behind it, no real meaning behind what they're saying. They just saying it because everybody else is saying it. And I remember we was in a space about like a week ago or something like that, visual, and I had just got in, and I was telling y'all like how it's crazy how much love is passed around, on Twitter and this Web3. And you guys, it was you and Bullish, and I think y'all, I believe it was Bullish, and y'all was telling me like, a lot of it's kind of fake though. It's too much, and I'm getting to that point now where I'm seeing it, bro. I'm seeing it, and literally I got a fire lit inside of me, as far as work ethic and how I'm gonna do this shit, because the shit is so fucking bogus, man. Like the thing that I'm seeing the most of, it'll be like these like millionaires, billionaires who got like a fucking Bored Ape or whatever, and you hop into space, you listening to them, motherfuckers preaching about charity and all this other shit, but you can't talk about your project. They're gonna sit there and tell you, you know what I'm saying, like what they got going on and how they giving back and everything like that. But the moment you try and speak up and be like, oh, that's cool, man, I respect it, I'm doing this, you know, cats is trying to shut that down. So it's like, outside of that, you know, what I think is crazy is it's almost like that Donald Trump thing where a lot of cats would be like, you know, he got to know what's going on. He's rich, but it's like, how did this man get there? Did he grind from the bottom and earn all that money, or did somebody pass that to him? So I feel like when we step over here on Twitter, it's a lot of cats who got a shitload of followers that they brought from another platform. You know, they are not fucking NFT experts. They do not know what it takes to do this, but they want to sit there and tell you, oh, you need to take these steps, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm looking at it like, nigga, you ain't never grinded for a fucking thing in your life. And so for me personally, you know, I'm just telling y'all now, you can mark my words on this, I'm gonna take this shit over within this year. They fucked with the wrong one. I'm just telling you, dog, like, just watch my journey and watch what the fuck I'm doing. That's all I got to say about this. I'm tired of
it ain't I, bro. It's us.
Yeah,
us.
I'm
fucking
here.
Go.
That's right, bro. Hey, and on some real shit, I fuck with the real. That's it.
Yes, sir.
All that
sir.
Shit trying to keep niggas out for what? We could all sit up at this table.
Rep 1, you came in here, bro, and you made this shit real gangster, man. Me and Kong talking, man, we talking just grimy right now, bro. You came in here and made it grimy, my dude.
Yo, my bad, bro.
I appreciate y'all, though. No, I'm telling you, man, I love it. It's real. It's raw.
Educated, like,
it's raw, bro. No, it's love. It's love. I'm telling you. And that's what I'm talking about. What it is. And it's funny, man, and that's the one thing too, when you know, I want to go back to Kong mentioned it too about community and those buzzwords and shit like that, right? And I'm gonna tell you like this, man, you know, they call it doxed, right? They say it's doxed. That's what they say in Web3 when everybody knows who the fuck you are. Who the fuck I am. I don't give a fuck, man. My name's all over the fucking web. You go to any of my links in my link tree, you know who I am, where I'm from. You see me in pictures with people in different areas, different neighborhoods, different types of people. I just did an event in Chicago in real life with human beings. Like, bro, this is me. I'm not no weird ass fucking person hiding behind some shit. Motherfuckers know me, bro. And I'm gonna meet Munir in real life in Texas. Like, bro, that's what I'm on. That's me. So if you see the word community in my shit, that's because I'm a community building motherfucker. I ain't no fucking fake ass fucking Web3, come be part of my project community and bullshit. No, I'm not about that. So I appreciate you guys mentioning that, and please continue to look out for that and continue to look out for the weirdos, because there's a lot of weird people doing shit that's just not cool, and I'm not fucking with it because that's not what I do. So I definitely appreciate that. Let's keep calling all of that out because I think that's extremely important. And yeah, that's me jumping off my soapbox now. But man, I'm telling you, Rep 1 came in here and made it gangster, man.
Yo, V, real quick, man. Here's how real it is, son. I just switched up to PFP. All right, you know who 2 of those people are. Now you know who the 3rd is. That's doxing right there. I'm out there. You know what I mean? I ain't hiding from nobody.
Hey, yo, Visual, man. The first time I heard Rep 1, I was vibing with him so much. I hit him up. I was like, yo, I gave him my number. Like, yo, call me. And we just connected. Like, right from that call, we've been in touch ever since. Yeah, he's a real one, man. He's helped me a lot.
100.
For real, and I really appreciate you, Rep.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you popping in on that, man.
Love.
Rep been real, man, and I see that picture, man. That's what you on. I see it now. I see it. Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. It's funny seeing that because I ran into Sway at the airport, man. I'm way back from South by Southwest. It's funny as hell to see that picture. Man, I see my dude Pac-Man in here. Pac-Man, what's up? I met Pac-Man Saturday at my show in Chicago. He just happened to pop in, man. He ain't even from Chicago, but he popped in.
Oh, nah, pause.
Came in.
Pause. I gotta interrupt you, big dog.
Do it.
I set that up. Yo, Bullish put that in motion, bro. She passed me the flyer.
You set that up? That's you? That's you, Rep. That's what. Yo, so I met Pac-Man because of you, Rep.
Yo, peep it though.
Yo, I'm telling y'all, you don't even know how crazy it's been for us in this Web3 journey, man. Dude, go ahead, tell us, talk to the people.
Yo, Bullish popped into one of our spaces, like my campfire community space. I was like, oh shit, that's what's up. I ain't seen her in a minute. Cool. So she's like, yo, can I drop this flyer? I was like, yeah, look what you got. So it was an event in Chicago. my man Whispers and my man Pac-Man were out there. I was like, yo, this is tomorrow. So I said, yo, here's the flyer. You know, my homegirl just popped in, gave me the flyer. You know, if y'all ain't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? See what's up. And then Pac tells me, yo, he met Bullish. He met you, right? He met you too, V, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, bro, like I was just happy to be that, you know what I mean, that conduit to get that started and connect, you know what I mean? So that's just manifestation. So if I'm already making these connections for other people, bro, like it's only a matter of time before this all comes full circle, and that's just what I'm all about. You know what I mean? Just like the picture that I'm in with Uncle Murder and Sway, that was the last show of 2019, the end of the year show, and then we went back the next month, and that was the last time they had Sway in the Morning live because of the pandemic, man. If it would have kept on going, bro, I probably would have been politicking even more. But like, I was just happy to make this connection, man. So go ahead.
Gratitude, man. What's
real,
good,
thank
though,
you.
Pac-Man?
Hey, thanks for setting that up. I didn't know how it all played down because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of go out nowadays and just like look for good people and like show those good people to the world. You know what I'm saying? So like, I drove down to Arizona, and on the way down, I had already passed Chicago, and like one of my friends inside of the little family group, you know how you get your little family groups in here or whatever, like you just vibe with people, whatever, and then, you know, that vibe grows. So like one of the dudes was like, yo, I'm in Chicago, and I was like, oh shit, I just passed there, but maybe on the way back I'll hit you up. So that was Whisper, who he's talking about. And, you know, so I was there. I was like, I'm trying to meet people. So I met this one dude in Arizona. Like, he's a Web3 musician, and I bought an NFT off of him, and he had a sticker for me. But the thing is I live in an RV. I don't have an address. So he's like, well, where can I mail this? And I was like, don't even sweat it. I'm going there to hang out with one of my friends anyways. And like, no shit, this guy's like 2 streets over from where my friend's house is at. And like, I've never met this guy ever before in my life. We played video games for like, I don't know, 8 years together. And like, he's out in Arizona. And then all of a sudden I'm like infatuated with this artist who's like, I found on Audius, like a Web3 platform, just kids just throwing out dope ass shit, just doing all this good stuff. And like, he's got a family, a lot of shit just resonated like real similar to how I am. So it's weird how we make these connections, right? And then we form these bridges, right? So, and it's all about this music. So I was there for his vibe, caught him. Now we started a little music thing together. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not here to push any of that. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So moving on, I'm like, all right, well, cool. I get this flyer and the thing. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, all right, let me get in these people's Spotify's or inside of their SoundClouds, whatever it is. So my man Visual just like destroys this stuff. Like I'm telling you, dude, and I was posting some of these stuffs too, like on the way there, I'm getting so hyped. I'm like, yeah, Chicago's got these fucking vibes, bro. Like, I'm resonating with this shit. And you're just like, stand up, man. Chicago, stand the fuck up. Every single one of these cities, stand the fuck up. Take your power back. You know what I'm saying? That's what this Web3 bullshit is all about. And it's not bullshit. They're going to say it's bullshit, and we're going to come by silent in the night, just do our own thing, and then all of a sudden it's going to be a beautiful world. And that's what I'm seeing, right? We don't have to worry about this bullshit that's there before. And community groups organically grown, like what Visual's throwing, what Bullish is throwing, that's how we change it, right? These folks were out there in the streets doing the real things, meeting with the people. Now I'm telling you that this thing that they threw, absolutely perfect, okay? So they brought in folks from the community. They said, all right, artists, whatever you got to do. We know you're all doing other stuff on the side, whatever it is. Everything is a hustle. We understand it. We all got 100,000 jobs, and we're all behind in bills. Like, everybody's got fucked up shit in their family. It's all, we're all the same, okay? We're all in a struggling point. It's like, okay, well, what can we make out of this struggle point? We can make something beautiful, right? And so that's what they did. They're like, look at this art. I go into this place and I'm just amazed. I'm amazed with how much talent is there and how honest people are and how just open and vulnerable. The space was so beautiful, right? So I go in there, I'm talking to some of the artists in the back. Like, one of the dudes is sitting there spray painting on some canvas. I'm like, yo, that's dope. Like, he's sitting there doing his thing, and he's like, yeah, we're going to mint this, right? And I'm like, wow, that's fucking awesome. So, you know, they end up taking a picture of it, whatever. I talked to the other dude that's on the side, like he's selling his little merch stuff going on. And I'm like, cool, man, I love this merch. And I grabbed some merch, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's what we're supposed to do out here, right? Supporting the community. I'd much rather wear some artist merch that I have a personal connection with versus some going into this store. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Who the fuck made it? You know, where it came from. I know my supply chain here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the artist, and I know that they're going to be giving back to the community. And that's all that there is to it. That's helping their family. That's helping us grow. Not some corporation. That's us. Because we have the power. There are more of us than there are of them. But the thing is it's not an us and them thing. That's not where I'm trying to say at all. We have to build it for everyone, okay? So it's not just, I'm going to get mine. It's okay, I understand that you're in that spot where you're at right now, but I'm going to help bring you up. And that's what they're doing out here in the communities. They're out here setting up these classes, and it's like, okay, come on in. Everybody, come on in. This knowledge is free. I acquired it. Don't worry. I paid the dues for all of us. And I'm an honest person. That's visual right there. I'm an honest person, and I'm going to be out here, and I'm going to give you the knowledge that you need to succeed. Because I'm tired of looking on the streets. I'm tired of someone coming up to me in the gas station and saying, brother, you know, this story, whatever, and can you give me $20, $40? Bro, that's all I got. It's my last $20, $40. So here's what I'm going to do instead. Instead, I'm going to give you my business card, and I'm going to say, here you go, my friend. You can come into this space, and I'll teach you how to sell your art. You know what I'm saying? I'll teach you a different skill, so you don't got to go out here and hustle and do all this other bullshit, because the community does care about you. The community does care about what's going on with you. So that's what they're out here doing. They're showing the community, look, I'm part of you. Right? We can all succeed in this together. So when we get these folks out here, they showed them how to download MetaMask. They showed them what OpenSea was. You know what I'm saying? It was a good class. It's something that should be replicated absolutely everywhere because it was so organic. It was perfect. It was absolutely beautiful. And I really thank Bish and I thank Visual for throwing that, and all the rest of the folks that were there, who I don't have all the names memorized, but I will, because I'm going to meet every single one of you again, and you're going to know who I am. I am Pac-Man. I'm a real fucking person. That's the name that I was given, right? I'm a gamer. I'm choosing to live in this world, and if I get to live in this world, then I'm going to build it in the way that I want it to be. And that's where I can go out to everywhere and just love my brothers and sisters, and we can all welcome each other, right? And we can appreciate the art and stuff that's out here, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to create with love and not fear. Right? Fear is a different mindset. That's not where we want to be. That vibration is Web 2. We got to get out of that space, right? People were focused on the wrong things. They were focused on money, right? And for money for the wrong reasons. Where we go, we don't need money anymore, right? We have NFTs. That's not money. That's a story. That's something behind that. That's a whole movement when I buy an NFT. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping a cause. I'm changing the world. I don't know, man. That was a little spiel. I'm sorry about that.
Pac-Man. That's what's up, man. I'm telling you, man, that the passion's coming out. Rep One came in, shook things up, man. I love it. That's my dude right there. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, he came with that energy. And that's crazy that I met you because of Rep One, who I'm in Twitter spaces, and he's been popping into mine, and we've been in a couple together, and he told you about the event, and you happen to be in Chicago, and then you go to the damn event, and we meet in person. That's wild. I'm telling you. And Rep One, I don't know if you know, man, but Bullish, she's from Canada, and she actually flew down to Chicago to be at that event. She was there with us on Saturday in person in Chicago, man. She flew down from Canada. So it's crazy, man, when we have those type of experiences through people that, you know, we met in these Twitter spaces, or we met through, you know, buying an NFT from them, supporting their project, whatever it may be. It's just amazing to me that we've been able to do things like that. And I want that to continue to go on. But I see we got somebody new in the space. They came up as a speaker. Slurry, what's good?
Yo, first of all, stamp everything that everybody has said so fucking far as the community building, connecting the artists to the fucking fans, and just, showing the love, point blank, period, my guy. This is the type of shit that I have been waiting to hear. Like, this is exactly the type of talk, the type of real energy, the type of wholehearted honesty in the music community and just in the community, period, bro, that I feel and in my soul I feel has been missing, bro. Everybody's been so focused on this bottom dollar bullshit, this fucking shilling their shit, this fucking, oh, come look at me, come look at me. If I give somebody else space, they're gonna take from what I got. Like, bro, this is exactly the type of talk that's been needed for generations, my guy. And I'm so loving that y'all are bringing that straight fuck the bullshit energy, my guy, because this is exactly the same type of energy that I was on when I was out in Baltimore for like 7 years trying to get all these motherfuckers to come together, because it would be like 20 of us at these open mics, bro, and everybody's trying to figure out how they can get to the next level, how they can do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I had to tell these motherfuckers, I'm like, bros, take a second and look around you real quick. It's 20 of us in this building that come together every Tuesday and every Thursday, and we all perform our hearts out for whatever bit of people that we can get to come to these little spaces and shit and pack this shit out. Why are y'all focused on the individualization when as a group, you know what I mean, you can stand up as Baltimore artists or wherever you from and bring it together on some conglomerate shit. You feel me? Everybody's gonna get their individual shine, but to reach out to the next man, to extend a hand and to bring them up and to give them the same knowledge that you're getting, you feel me? That empowers not only you, but them and the next person, and it encourages them to bring others on and show that same level of love. You feel me? And the fact that we can do this shit with the Web3 shit online and offline, bro, bruh. This is exactly what the fuck I've been waiting for, bro. This is why I dove into this type of spaces, bro. This is exactly why the NFT shit, to me, is so much more than art. It's so much more than everything that everybody's trying to pitch it as, bro. Fuck all of the deceptions. Fuck all of the oh, it's a fad. Oh, it's this, that, and the third. Man, fuck all of that shit, bro. The people that don't know won't know until they know, bro. But the people that know, bro, yo, I love it so fucking much, yo.
He's the one that set it up.
We in here.
This artist is so...
We in here, bro.
Yo, that's amazing, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that, man. That's what it is, man. That's why we're bringing that type of energy, because we've been in here. I think a lot of us, like I said, especially when I talk to people like Rep One, Munir, Calm, we've all had different conversations about, the art and what we're doing in communities and music and things like that. And it's just crazy, man. I think we've all had our experiences, and I think that's what brings us to where we are now. When we see something like Web3, we see it as the truth. We see it for what it really is. We're not seeing it as just a money grab. Of course, as businessmen, entrepreneurs, and somebody that has to put food on the table and make a better life for ourselves, we know that that's there. But that's not the primary influence. That's not what we're all for. That's not really the motivation behind it. The true motivation is just really having that freedom as an artist and that freedom of expression and being able to bring something new to the table and build true relationships like what has been going on. It's what I've been doing my entire life, man. And it's crazy. In my own city, I do not get the same type of love that I get in places like this. It's wild to me. I got to go out of town. I got to go out of state. I got to go out of the country. I got to go online to get that type of love. But the whole point is you got to go where it's at and not focus where it's not, and that's really what it's all about, man. And I appreciate, Slurry, you coming in here and you having that same type of vibe and feeling that energy and appreciating that energy, because that's truly what it's all about, man. So thank you for popping in here and speaking your piece.
Yeah, bro, like, yo, I've always tried to tell people relationships are the ultimate currency, bro. Fuck the fiat, fuck all that other shit, bro. Connections and relationships are the ultimate currency, bro. That's the shit that's gonna last for a lifetime, bro.
100%, man. And wow, I can't even believe it. This is crazy. So my dude, Papi Hamon, just popped in. He is from the crib. What's good? How you doing? Man, I'm living, bro. Great to see you in here. What's the word, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. It's just been a long time coming. I've been kind of like in my own shell. This COVID shit kind of backed me up on a whole bunch of things, but at the same time, I've been doing like bigger things at the same time. So it's kind of like that balancing act. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. Yeah, that thing fucked us up for a little bit, slowed us down, but I think we kept rising and moving, man. So good to see you doing your thing, man. Everything good now? Everything good these days, man? It's been a little bit since we spoke, man. Everything cool?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better. When we were going through that whole COVID thing, I was also in the middle of getting my master's. So that was a whole big thing, and trying to focus in on that. And so music kind of took a back seat, but at the same time, there was there was stuff that I worked on. I'll talk about that later, but I want to go back to what you were talking about a little while ago about how you said, like, sometimes in your own city you don't get that love, and it's like the reason why it's like you can do as many shows as possible, you can host as many things, you can bring out as many people as you want, but until you get that one big show or that one big thing, it's like they feel like they don't want to attach to you because they feel like you're just another person doing it. And it sucks because people see the passion, but it's like they're skeptical to even get behind it. And that's suspect to me, because if they see the love and they see the passion you got, it's like, all right, let's ride with that guy. But no, they wait till you do something big and then they finally back you up. And that's very terrible, but it's usually how it happens. It's an unfortunate circumstance of anybody coming from anywhere. When you think of all the people that came from our city, Visual, think about Kanye Common, you think about Twista, you think about all those dudes that came out, and most of those people had to go where? They had to go to like New York, LA, and everywhere else, and then come back to the crib, and then they're legends. I mean, and we love them. We love them dearly for those people that really follow the culture. That's a big deal, and people say that whole thing about for the culture, like people who really are in love with the culture, with all the elements of the culture, really follow those guys. But then when they had to, break free to do something bigger, they had to get out of here to do it. It's unfortunate, but it happens, unfortunately.
100%, bro. 100% agreed, man. And that's why I'm glad, it took me a little while. It took me a few years, man. It took me a good, probably 8-9 years to really say, hey, you know what, man, I love my city. I love the crib, but I gotta get out of here and really show everybody else what I got going on. And when I started moving around to other cities and, through the Midwest, even the West Coast, East Coast, and then eventually going out of the country, man, it's when it really showed me what everything's really about, man. And it is unfortunate, like you mentioned, when people see you in your city, they don't respect you the same way that somebody else does outside of your city, because they look at you like, you're that guy they know or whatever it may be. It's crazy. I was in DC one time when I was doing shows in like Virginia and that whole area, and I went to go see Phife Dawg. And he's from DC, and I didn't know that. I did not know that Phife was from DC. And he was doing a show at a club, and nobody was watching him. And me and my homie were like, what the fuck is going? This is a fucking legend. Like, this dude is an icon. Like this is like an amazing human being right here. You're not seeing him perform. So it was like me and like 3 other people watching Phife, and everybody's just like in the club, drinking at the bar, chilling, talking shit. They were literally treating Phife like a local, man. And that's fucking sad. Like, I couldn't believe that. When I saw that showed me the truth, though. Seeing Phife while I was touring in his own city being overlooked because he's quote unquote local fucking blew my mind, man. And it taught me a big lesson. And that's why I started rocking out and going to other places, man. And to go off that, man, that's why I wanted to talk a little bit right now, too, about the event we're doing in a couple weeks at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. So we're going to be there, man. We got a couple people here in the room that are going to be there with us. They may be there in person. They may be there, via some videos they're going to be sending us where they're going to be talking about their projects. But their presence is going to be felt. And I just love the fact that we're going to be able to do that there in Austin, Texas. and it's an NFT experience. So basically, we're gonna be I'm gonna be doing a Twitter space like there live from the venue. I'm going to be doing a panel discussion that I'm going to be facilitating with a couple different people talking about Web3 and different ways that it affects people, benefits and good and bad. NFTs, we're going to have Spotty Wi-Fi there performing. Munir is actually going to be performing as well. We're going to have a few other people that are going to be in there, either talking about their projects or discussing different aspects of Web3, NFTs, cryptocurrency. And throughout the whole venue, there's going to be monitors displaying artwork. And I'm excited about that, man. So those are some of the things that I like to do, to step away and just let other people know. I'm not at the crib all the time, man. This is what I'm out here doing, and unfortunately, Poppy, like you said, man, it's like that love in the hometown, it's not always there, man. And my homie Dedos was messaging me about it too, because unfortunately he's not in the mobile, so he can't come up and speak. But he kind of said the same thing, man, that the hometowners, they don't get no love. It's like they were there for a while before you got to put on a label, and they were reaching out to a more mainstream audience, and that's how they got finally recognized. And I've seen that over and over and over, and that's just from my music industry experience. So I'm assuming that happens no matter what you're doing in life, man. I think when you're in your own city, a lot of times you get overlooked, and it's unfortunate. But I think that's why one of the things like I love about Web3 is that it's bringing you a whole different vibe, man. It's bringing you something different, because we're talking to people from everywhere right now. And Pac-Man is not from the city, and he came out and met me in real person, and he got connected through Rep 1 that told him about the event. And I met Rep 1 in a Twitter space, and Munir is going to be in Texas with us, and I met Munir in a Twitter space, and I'm going to meet Munir in person. Like, shit like that is what it's all about. It's nuts. It's
we
wild.
We going to build more on that once we link from Texas going to Chicago or coming to
Bro.
Vegas. It's going to just do the damn.
Yes,
Yo.
bro. It's gonna be sick.
Yo, can I jump in there real quick? You all know that.
Go ahead.
Y'all know that Spotty Wi-Fi is also from the crib, right?
He's from the crib. He's from the
he's
crib, man.
from Rockford, but we don't hold that against him because we like him.
True.
Yo,
we ain't mad at him.
No, not at all. But I will say to Poppy, to Poppy's point, I see that he did that joint with Il Brown. Il Brown, those are my people.
That's the fam. That's the fam.
Indiana. My boy is he rides with Il Brown, and he's a Stove God Cooks engineer. So those are definitely the people. But what I was gonna say to your point, Visual, is like that's what it is. Like when you're home, people see you as just another person living next to them or whatever. Like when you step away and when you go hit like Brooklyn or you hit South by Southwest. I used to live in Texas for 4 years, and I see Pete out here too. Gonna be doing that event with y'all. Shout out to Pete. But like when you hit these other cities, bro, when you go travel, like you can show people, a different side of your personality, that a side of culture that they haven't seen before. And like, I'm on the South Side. Like the South Side is like my shit. But like, you go to one of the hot dog spots or one of the dive bars. You've been to all of them. Like there's just dive bars and hot dog spots all over the South Side. And it's different. Like when I go and I talk to my friends in Seattle, like, and I'm like, yo, you've never had a pizza puff before? And they're like, yo, what the fuck is a pizza puff? And like, so I think that like the being outside of the space like helps you stand out, because like, bro, if you're, it's like the what they say about seeing the forest from the trees. If you're hanging out with the same people every day, like hitting the same clubs, and I'm not saying that like I hate the Metro, but like if you go to the Metro 3-4 times a year, like plenty of other people go to the Metro 3-4 times a year. Then you go to like Seattle and you're like talking to somebody about the Showbox, and you're like, oh yeah, well I just go to the Metro. They're like, damn, that's sick. And I think that it's just like a natural process of like setting yourself apart as a human. And I think that like that's what the Web3 identity is so interesting, because like almost everyone is like an artist, where like, who you are matters, and why you move through certain communities matter. And that's all recorded on the blockchain. But like more than anything, like it's just hard for the person next to you to like really recognize your greatness because they're used to your ordinariness. You know, like it's like in Houston, Texas. Like Slim Thug is not going to geek out every single time he sees, you know, Zero, because they literally made it out the mud together. And if Sauce Walker comes in with a bunch of jewelry and stuff on, it's like, well, you know, Sauce Walker, like, you know, I have just as much jewelry as you do, and like, you know, they're all friends and stuff, but like, they're not impressed by seeing each other because they all live next door to each other and they all have the same things. And so like, it only matters as a context for like an artist when they hit the stage in Davenport, Iowa, and they haven't been in Iowa in 3 years, and there's a concert going on, and that's what people pay to, and that like access, that pay to play or whatever is kind of like what ticket sales are, and we're just doing the same thing, and like and the NFT space is continuing that sense of like community and like relationship to an artist. But like, I just think it's really hard for artists and people in general to be impressed by what they see every single day, just because it fades into like their routine or whatever. And so I don't think that like a lot of people like are intentionally trying to like not see their friends blow up, but it's kind of hard to have that same level of enthusiasm versus like going out and finding an artist in like Philadelphia or Spain or something that you just like really fuck with just harder because for your own reasons or whatever. Like it's like, I think it's kind of selfish also for artists to think that like their friends and family have to be their biggest supporters. As much as we would want that to be true, like I think that like you should have higher expectations for yourself as an artist.
Can I
Go ahead.
All right, I apologize, but it like, speaking to that, Skate, like you made a lot of really good points in that, and it's like you said, like you have to set yourself apart, and that's a big deal with that, because if you're gonna stay ordinary, if you're gonna stay amongst like, you know, your homies and practicing in the garage, and that's all you're doing, and you know, you're never gonna go out to the main court and go play ball. You know, if you're going to be playing the hooping in the alley all the time, you ain't going to do anything. You know, like you got to actually go step on that court and go show your nights. You know, I took a big risk while I was doing my master's. I don't know if you all see like my picture on or whatever. I took a big risk, and I ended up betting on myself, and I ended up doing a joint with Sky Zoo. And to me, that was like one of those accomplishments that I bet on myself. It happened. And it came out better than I expected. And to me, it was like one of those bucket list kind of deals. Even if I were to stop doing music today, I feel happy enough that I took the risk to do that. But now there's always that I want more portion. So now I have to do more in order for me to, you know, feel like my city's going to accept me, you know. But then there's the flip side to that. Because I did something with the Brooklyn MC, even though I'm originally from Brooklyn, which some people may not know, is that I got to do something with somebody from Chicago in order for some of that acceptance to be there too, because this is a rough city to really get over if you ain't really messing with the people that are around you either. But I've done enough work, even though people won't recognize that, because they feel like the stuff I've been doing has been just ordinary, quote unquote. So now I have to set myself to the extraordinary. So I've gotten more attention getting a Brooklyn MC to do that. So now it's like, now I got to come back to Chicago. I feel like, you know what I mean? Does anybody feel that way as an artist in here?
100%, man. I could definitely relate to that, bro. And that's why I was saying, you know, at first, when I first got in the industry, not even the industry, man. I mean, I guess it was just me kind of doing my thing, because it was independent from day one. But when I first got involved in the music game, and I was doing stuff with local people or whatever, and I wasn't getting that type of love that I felt I should have got, I just said, fuck it. And that's when I started honestly going online. And this is early stages, man, when it was just like fucking MySpace. And I just met a bunch of people on there, just like I'm meeting people now. And if you look at all my projects from my first actually professionally pressed album to my most recent shit, I've had production from dudes from Germany, from Poland, from everywhere, from Norway, from Brazil, from the UK. Like, those are the people that fuck with me. People from all around the fucking world. Because I knew that's what I had to do. So like I said, I'm glad I learned that early on, man, that it was like, it was not about being local and being loved by my city. And then that's when I was going to be loved by my city, when I realized it wasn't about that. And it's just crazy like that.
Big facts. Man, everything y'all saying, I just feel like I'm just.
Can I
Bruh.
like, I'm not an artist like that. But
Yes,
like
it is.
I never understood, like, at least from like the rapper mentality of like, I need or want my city to accept me and like embrace me. Like I don't know, bro. Like, maybe I'm just like not getting it, but like, fuck it, you know. Like,
I mean, I
there's
feel
an
like
entire world out there.
it depends. I feel like it depends on what you're doing in the moment in your city too. I feel like that depends a lot before you get out, because I feel like that a lot doing what I do, playing the saxophone, but being from Camden, New Jersey. Who the fuck plays a saxophone from a place like that? That's like uncommon. But doing that, it helped a lot because it helped. I stood out. I got a scholarship to UCLA, but people hearing that I got a scholarship, that's when people really started paying attention in the city and being like, oh shit. But people always knew that, oh yeah, he's the saxophonist, but it never took me serious until like something came up. It was a part of my resume or something. And I feel like that's literally what happens, man. Whereas though, that's just in general with everybody, even family members. They don't kind of get on board until they see until they see the receipts, until they see things that basically put you in these positions to be like, oh, okay. And it's just so crazy, bro. NFT skate.
Can I ask you a very related question? How do y'all families feel about the whole crypto NFT thing? Because I can't, for the life of me, get anybody in my personal life, my girlfriend, my family, my friends, other than a couple friends, like nobody is listening to me talk about NFTs. They don't want to hear it from me at all.
Well, I feel like
everybody can't go.
Yeah, and it's based on mindset, bro. Because for me, it was so easy to onboard my mom into it. Whereas though now she's holding spaces, like literally within fucking 3-4 days of telling her. Well, not even. She's been knowing I've been doing NFTs for months, but she got into it more after, I guess, she saw me in a certain particular space that interested her. But through that, now she's doing something with a group called NFT'S for Freedom and a lot. But she already had the mindset of being a hustler. Her Twitter name is Hustle the Boss Lady, and I feel like it's based on your mindset or your family's mindset of where they at. Majority of the time, where our family members, they're so comfortable in where they're at that hearing something like that, they don't want to hear that shit because it's like, man, that shit is going to you fucking up my mood. You fucking up my vibe already. I'm already in a consistent routine that I'm familiar with. Going out of that is probably going to fuck. It messes up things for them. And that's kind of how I be thinking about trying to onboard certain people. But then it's just based on like, I feel like it's based on like what can attract somebody or what can somebody kind of take from something when they get into like Web3 or cryptocurrency that can really spark something and make them go down the rabbit hole.
You know, I want to go off something that Skate said earlier, and then I want to get to Will. I see he's got his hand up. But Skate, you said you didn't really understand, like, you know, the fact that somebody would really want that you know, either respect or whatever it may be from their own city.
Well,
I get.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, and I'm not like, maybe I'm like overstating it, but like I just think that like you got to understand that like home, like your home place or whatever, your hometown or whatever, that's like comfort, you know. And I think that it's hard when you're pursuing you know, your artistic vision for people to understand that like you're trying to step out of your comfort zone, like at the same time as like wanting to be embraced for your hard work at the same time, like locally, you know what I mean?
Sure, sure.
Thanks.
I agree with that 100%. And that's why I said, man, that's why early on, I learned that pretty quick that that's not something that was that important to me. So that's why I started venturing out to, different cities, different states, and even different countries to build with and to be able to do the things I wanted to do to be successful in the way I wanted to be successful. But I also think that I think like I think Munir touched on it a little bit when he said it depends on what what your reason is for wanting that, and I just feel like personally I've always been attached to my city and where it was not just about me making music and me being a dope artist and people coming to see me and things like that and saying I'm dope or whatever. It was more about just me being from here and seeing the problems that needed to be fixed and always wanting to be part of that solution from the beginning, from early on. It's literally what I've been doing my whole entire life. And I mean, you could ask anybody that knows me from any walk of life, from artists I've built with to, teenagers that I've taught and communities that I've been in and, community builders and activists that I've built with and have done projects with and have done things with to make changes. And it's always been important to me. So I guess for me, it's just very unique and a specific reason why that's always been important for me. But I do see kind of your perspective is the fact that a lot of people have kind of fallen into that trap and they felt like that's all they wanted to be was like local this and local that. And I think that's a major problem for sure. If you just want to be like, the local guy and you want to be great amongst your peers and things like that, I think that's definitely like putting a handicap on whatever you're really trying to do at the end of the day. But let's go to Will. What's good?
No, I just gotta head out soon, and I didn't want to just dip out just because it was like my first time really sitting in these spaces, but I really gotta say, like, everyone has come with the energy, and like, it's crazy. I love it, from Kong to Slurry, Pac-Man, Mint, what you're doing with your program. Poppy was like, y'all were all going off, and Rep 1, like, damn, like I said, the energy within like y'all is crazy, but I wanted to say goodbye before I left. But prior to that, I just wanted to say what's up for next week because Visual and I have something planned for what I want to do with this community.
Yes. Yes. Really quick, let me tell them, Will, what I want you guys to do, if you guys see the pinned tweets, please scan through those pinned tweets. And I'm actually going to wrap this up real soon too, y'all. But I want y'all to stay with me for the next couple minutes so we can speak our final pieces before we all peace out. Scroll through those pinned tweets. And you're gonna see Will.
I think I just pinned it as like the latest one.
Okay, so Will has a pinned tweet. It should be the latest one. Yes, it is. Click on that. He has a gallery in a space called Spatial. So it's kind of like a VR way to see something, but you could do it from your phone, your laptop, your desktop, tablet, whatever it may be. And he has a gallery there. And what we're actually gonna do next week, it's probably gonna be on Wednesday. We're gonna walk through that space. We're gonna show you his pieces. And we're going to do a live interview there, a one-on-one. They're in that space. And I would love for all of y'all to join me, man. I think it's just kind of a cool experience. I literally went in there last night for the first time. And it's kind of like a small example of what the metaverse is going to bring to us. And I think if you guys, are able to go in there and make a quick account, it takes you like 5 minutes, man. You just make an avatar, set up your account, your password, and you're good to go. So you guys could set up so you could be ready to be in there next week with us. I would love for all of y'all to be there and definitely get in tune with Will and his art and just have that experience, because I'm actually going to record it live too. I'm going to screen record it, and I'm going to put it on my show. So definitely want you guys to be there, and it's kind of cool because it actually shows your avatar there like in the space. You could actually even talk in there, and it's kind of like here we get to control who talks and who comes up to speak and things like that. So it's gonna be dope. Like I said, we're gonna do the one-on-one interview, then do a Q&A afterwards, and definitely get familiar with that space though. But Will, if you want to add on anything to it before you leave?
No, other than just like I said, just browse around the gallery, just walk around through everything, interact with whatever, get familiar with how the interface works. I can understand how it can be a little jarring at first. It was troubling for me to get a hang of, but no, yeah, I look forward to seeing all of you there. I look forward for you guys to get to know me on a more personal level. Like, y'all are real as fuck in this room, so being in this space in my gallery, I'll definitely be opening up about what these paintings mean and whatnot. So, yeah, I really look forward to seeing you all there.
That's what's up, Will. Take it easy, bro. Appreciate you popping in with us, man. We'll build. Real quick, before I go around, I want to go around with everybody in the room that was a speaker tonight, man. Get any last final words. Before we do that, I do have somebody that popped in as a new speaker. Kels, what's good?
What's good, bro?
Chilling, man. How you feeling? What's on your mind?
Nothing, bro. I'm just hopping in. I try to listen to everybody. I'm new to the Web3 space. I'm trying to gain as much knowledge as possible. It's interesting to hear the different perspectives of what's coming through. I hopped in originally because I wanted to comment on bro who said he was having trouble onboarding people. My response to that is, like, Harriet Tubman wasn't, like, begging people to get off the plantation, bro. Like, some people aren't gonna be ready for Web3, bro. Some people mentally, they can't. People are naturally sheep, right? And I hate that word because it's kind of cliche, but they're not gonna understand until everybody else is on it. My brother used to say I was weird as fuck in 2012, and I was like, bro, this YouTube shit is crazy, and I was recording myself or whatever. He said I was weird as fuck in 2014 when me and my friends were in my room recording a podcast. Bro, it slapped me in the back of the head. What the fuck is a podcast? Go outside, play basketball. You know what I mean? There are just certain types of people who don't understand until it's understood. And there's nothing you can do for them, bro, except try to save them a spot.
Facts. That's real. That's real as hell. That's 100% true. Not everybody's going to gravitate to what it is that you're doing, especially when it's something new. Like you said, unfortunately, a lot of people are just sheep, and they ain't really trying to be part of that herd until you got that sheep herder to have them, be guided into the right place. But luckily, a lot of almost everybody in this room, I'm going to say everybody at least that I know personally or have met through these spaces is a visionary and a free thinker and very progressive with it. So I appreciate all of y'all for that. But Kels, thank you for that piece right there. And what I want to do, though, is just go around the room really quick to everybody that spoke tonight and just get some final words. I'm going to just call you guys out one by one. So let's start with our newest, and then we'll end with Munir and myself. So Skate, what's good, man? Any final words, man, for you being in here in this room with us? Any ideas you want to share with us before we bounce?
Man, I would just say more than anything, cross-chain is the future. And I really, really fucking love Tesla's artwork. And that's where I'm trying to be in the next, like, I love Ethereum too, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to be more on Tesla's more than anything, just because I really like their cheap gas, and they got some, like, visually, I think my favorite artists on Tesla. Like, hands down, that shit is sick. And I just encourage everybody to check out the Tezos, get your tacos, and buy some artwork. And then, just thanks for having me. Pete is my boy. Love you, Pete. That's the homie. I definitely dropped that information for your South by Southwest event that you're doing. And I'll retweet and all that. But, just thanks for having me. And y'all are bosses in here for sure.
No doubt. Salute. Pete is definitely the homie, man. Papi Hamon, what's good, bro? Any final words for you?
You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear, bro.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you. Visual, you've always been ahead of your time as far as, from me knowing you. I met you at a show that I was hosting, and you've always been genuine from day one. So first of all, thank you for always being that. I appreciate that. Thank you all for those of you who were just taking in, all the information and, like, being open-minded about everything. Like, as usual, that's a blessing to have. And I'm out here still making music, man. If you guys have an opportunity, go to either my title, Apple Music, whatever you got. I'm out there. Just look for Papi Hamon. I have a couple of singles out. One is The World Is Yours, produced by L. Brown, and then I have Glamour Life Part 2, which is also produced by L. Brown, but featuring Sky Zoo. Feel free to hit me up. I have followed pretty much everybody in here, so I try to follow as much as possible, especially when there's dope-minded people. So thank you, blessings to everybody.
My dude, you know what it is, man. Salute. Slurry, what's good, man? Give us some final words.
Hey man, like I was saying before, bro, stamp to everything that everybody was saying. I love the energy that y'all's bringing, you feel me? Keep bringing that energy. Don't ever let that shit stop. You feel me? Keep building y'all's communities and doing what you got to do, you feel me? And you know what I mean? You can find me wherever, bro. Like I got an album coming out in July 20th, you feel me? And I got an NFT music project coming out. You might see Gizmo the Goodle floating around. That's my project, you feel me? So we just gonna constantly be banging out fire ass music all year long, bro. I'm doing this shit where I'm dropping a freestyle every day of 2022, you know what I mean, for the entire year, just to show y'all what it is. But yeah, bro, like I appreciate the energy, the love, and everything that y'all kicking out, bro. Keep doing it. Don't ever let nobody tell you to stop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what it is. Pac-Man, what's good? Give us some final words.
Yo, man, I got a lot off my chest earlier, so thanks for giving me some space. And I mean, thanks for just doing your things. I mean, every single one of you are creators of the new world. And in this new world, we have to be good to each other. It doesn't matter what happened in Web 2. It doesn't matter. What matters is what we leave behind. The legacies that we leave and that we etch into stone and into the blockchain now. This is what our families and their families will remember forever. We're building dynasties here, okay? Make sure you're remembered for something that you want to be remembered for. This is your time to leave your mark on society forever. Make sure it's a good one. I love you all.
My dude. Salute. Rep 1, what's good? What you got for us, bro?
Yo, my man Pac-Man was chopping on them power pellets on these ghost monsters real quick, man. He had to come at them real hard, like, you know. But, yo, I just reiterate the same shit, man. Just realness. Just be real with yourself. Like, just be yourself. Do not conform to any of the so-called influences in these spaces. Like, your heart is gonna know. Like, there's a feeling, bro. Like, your body tells you when you hear somebody in these spaces that you want to fuck with, your body starts to tingle, and it's like, oh shit, like, yo. And if you're a speaker, like, yo, you can't wait to jump in and be like, yo, I want to talk to you real quick. I want to, you know what I mean? That's when you know that there's a connection. You don't get hype like that because someone just says some trendy bullshit. You know what I mean? And at the same token, like, if you are still new, or even if you're just a couple months in, don't expect yourself to know all of the technical terms and understand, blockchain completely, and ERC 721 tokens versus this one, and manifold. All that stuff comes. The more you hear it, the more it just seeps into your brain, and you just start to speak that language naturally. In the meantime, focus more on the conversations and getting to know your fellow peoples, your humans, and bouncing ideas. And all this stuff comes. Like, I talk to guys like Pac-Man all the time. He's extremely knowledgeable. And, the knowledge that he shares is slowly rubbing off on me, to where I'm speaking with my man Manic, who wasn't really focused on the tech side. So now that I'm hearing it so much, I'm starting to pass that along to him. So it's like, yo, each one teach one is very necessary to establish disestablishment and the hurry. You know what I mean? Not mine, that's boot camp click, but it's just relevant. Like, I earmark a lot of things that happen in life based on lyrics that I remember from growing up, from all of my experience in hip hop songs and golden era, when we were just hearing nothing but knowledge, and we had mad teachers, especially for the kids that grew up with no fathers. The streets taught us. Those hip hops, those rappers back then, those MCs, those were our street scholars, and that's who we learned from. So till this day, I profess a lot of the quotes that I heard growing up because they're so relevant and they were so impactful in my life that when I share them with people, especially younger people that never heard these things, they're like, yo, I'm like, yeah. So, for the young people, like, yo, you got some older cats out here that aren't fucking boomers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm far from a boomer. And you know what I mean? Like, I want to guide you. I don't want you to buck up to me and just be like, yo, fuck you, OG, just because you can. Nah, bro, like, what's the purpose of that? You blowing an opportunity, man. Like, I got some knowledge. I got some fucking wisdom to share with you, bro, that can make your life easier. So I could go on forever about this, bro. I'm loving this. Tonight has been off the chain. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see Munir been popping up in mad spaces. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a couple with you, bro. Extremely talented, representing Jersey as well. Oh shit, I see Swank down there. That's one of the coolest motherfuckers in the NFT space.
Swank up, my guy.
Yo, shout out to the BX. Word. Dado's got a dope ass new project. I'm feeling the hand styles, kid. Oh, my man Meta Traveler's down there. Oh, I'm gonna go crazy. Yo, Visual, cut me off. Yo, that's it. Park that down. Last call.
Salute,
Turn the
rep.
lights
Salute. Salute, rep. Appreciate you, man. To the newcomers in the room, real
Word.
quick, man. We're just kind of signing off, but I appreciate y'all popping in real quick. We're signing off here with all our speakers, but thank you for popping in, though. Kong, what's good, man? Give us some last words.
Man, I'm still lit. Still feeling the same energy from earlier, you know. So, you know, something else to share with y'all before we get up out of here. I was in a space earlier and Cats was talking about PFP versus traditional artists. And you know, everything we do is art, whether people want to recognize it as that or not. We all in the same creative space. And I'm just getting tired of, you know, people saying what is or what isn't. You feel me? So when it comes to that, like I said, I'm still lit from what we talked about earlier, and I just want to tell everybody, you know, these motherfuckers can't stop what we doing. They cannot stop it whatsoever. The background that you come from, whatever it is you've been through, they're not even used to it. They don't even know how to hold this or contain it down. I had actually told Visual, I did an interview with him, and I couldn't even, you know, reveal who I was and everything because of the game plan I had. But after seeing what this shit really is, oh, I'm about to come out, they about to know who I am because I'm talking to cats and they think they talking to somebody that they not talking to, you know? So just, you know, stay on the grind. And again, you are playing with a bunch of kids over here who sit behind computers. They don't know that grind about handing out CDs. They don't know that grind about, you know, going around trying to get that fan base up. They don't know about being shitted on. They don't know about that. You know, they don't know what this success is about either. They are pretty much latching on to people who are creative like us and then blowing up because they know how to code and do whatever. So it's our time right now. That's it. That's all I got to say.
My G, big facts, bro. Pete, what's good? You got some final words for us, dude?
Man, I really don't got too much to say, man. It was a great conversation just listening to everybody. Thank you for joining and contributing.
That's right, y'all. My man. Mint Split, what's good, man? Give us some final words.
Appreciate the invite and everybody taking the time to hear out what we offer and what we're trying to contribute for artists to set out on the right track with Web3 and creating NFTs and all that. So yeah, thank you. And also, Pete, I look forward to getting some content over to you to show at South by so people can check that out. And yeah, man, thank you. And if anybody has any questions or wants to just hop in the Discord, stay up to date with what we've got going on and whenever we go live and things like that, we'd be happy to talk music, NFTs, all of that. So don't hesitate to DM us and we can get you in there. And yeah, so thanks everybody.
Yes sir. Munir, give us some final words, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to give some good vibes. I was like, I can't go out without not playing the sax, but yeah, for sure. Thank you, my guy.
Appreciate you.
Boom, boom, boom,
Hey,
boom, boom.
today I'm going to show you a faster
Bro,
way to work with
my
Hugo
God.
to bring your
Bro,
calendar to your
man,
fingertips,
I appreciate
improve your
this. Shout out
meetings,
to
and
Visual,
help you get
bro,
on top of your
for
week.
putting this on.
If you're someone
I
who
see
lives in
Web
their
3.
calendar all day and
Thank
struggles
y'all.
with
Thank you,
back-to-back
bro,
meetings,
for even
then I think
putting
you're
this
going to love
thing
this.
together, this
With the new Hugo
podcast.
Chrome extension,
Shout out
just
to
open a new
everybody,
tab,
all the
and boom,
speakers,
you got quick access
peers,
to today's schedule,
listeners, man.
meetings that you need to prepare for, and a private scratch
My
pad for random
last
thoughts and
final
tasks.
words I
If
just
you've
want
got,
to
you're
say
someone who lives in their calendar
is
all day and struggles
I
with back-to-back meetings,
appreciate
then I think you're going to
the
love this.
journey that I'm
With the new
on
Hugo Chrome extension, just
within
open a new tab, and
Web3,
boom, you've
within
got quick
my
access to
life.
today's schedule, meetings that you need to prepare for, and a
Yeah,
private
my
scratch pad for
life,
random thoughts
and
and
that
tasks.
kind of
If
led
you've
me
got a
to
meeting
this
that's about to
point,
start, just click on the
doing what
event in
I'm
your list.
doing.
Here you've got a full page experience. Spin up a doc to track notes and
Something
tasks,
that NFT
and trigger workflows and
said
third-party
earlier
integrations,
about
like posting to
just
Slack, updating Salesforce, and more.
something
If you're
special.
on Google Calendar,
I'm
the extension will
not.
also
He
add
didn't
buttons to
say
each
it
meeting
like
so
this,
that you
but
can get
it
started in
kind of
one click.
resonated to me
Add the
like
Chrome
this.
extension to
And
sign
he
in,
basically
or visit the
goes to
Hugo website
different
to learn more. Thanks so much.
places that people don't know who you are or unfamiliar or you haven't seen you before. It brings a lot of hype and excitement to what's going on. And for me, it's everything just works so elegantly and like so fluent in my life. This is my first time performing in Texas, which is so beautiful. And me performing or being in Texas for the first time, I actually have 2 performances lined up. One in Houston, and then a few days later at South by Southwest with Visual, which is crazy. And this is my first time ever being at South by Southwest. I always had opportunities to go with different people that I was associated with in the past, but I never had that chance. So now to be able to go and to be able to perform, oh yeah, I'm about to take this to the next level. Like whoever's going to be there, if y'all see a saxophone playing outside with a loud ass speaker playing the hip hop music and literally playing it like, yo, this sound like it's a recording, that's gonna be me. Y'all gonna see me literally. I'm literally about to be popping out, doing what I do best. So I'm just excited, man, and I'm just blessed. And I just thank everybody for everybody I come across, everybody that God kind of got me across, whether it's through my music or through me speaking. I'm glad because it led me to certain places and it's going to lead me to a lot, just through the connections and interactions with each and every one of y'all in here and everybody that I know and follow or that follows me. So I appreciate y'all. And yeah, stay on y'all grind, man. This is only the beginning, man. This is only the beginning.
My dude. My people, appreciate all of y'all being here. Appreciate your time, your energy, your information, your knowledge, your passion, your power. Thank you for coming out. Make sure you stay in tune with all of us here. Until next time, peace, blessings, hundreds of lessons.
Peace.